on whistleblower safety. Marius van der Merwe, known as Witness D, was shot outside his home in Brakpan on Friday. During his testimony more than 3 weeks ago, he blew the whistle on the 2022 murder of a robbery suspect on the East Rand and an alleged cover-up involving suspended Ekurhuleni top cop Julius Mkhwanazi. The National Joint Operational and Intelligence Structure of the police has since agreed to enhance the Madlanga Commission Security's operational plan to address safety concerns. Khomozo Modise has more.
The police and the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry have cautioned the public against speculating around the murder of Marius van der Merwe, who testified as Witness D at the Commission. His death is believed to be linked to his testimony, with Justice Minister Mamoloko Kubai calling for a review of the rules around broadcasting certain testimonies. Last night, advocacy group Defend Our Democracy and the Ahmed Kathrada Foundation held a vigil outside Van der Merwe's home. Defend Our Democracy's Naledi Gwadi.
Corruption kills. We've been seeing this pattern of people dying, and they're dying because they chose to come forward about things that were happening, things that relate to how our state funds are used.
Meanwhile, civil society groups, political parties and trade unions have condemned Van der Merwe's killing, calling for tighter security for witnesses who appear at the Madlanga Commission. Khomozo Modise, Eyewitness News.
Gauteng's Portfolio Committee on Community Safety says the latest mass shooting in Pretoria calls for greater urgency to achieve a gun-free province. 12 people were killed on Saturday when gunmen opened fire at a shebeen in Salisville near Attridgeville. 3 children aged between 3 and 16 are among the victims, while several people were seriously injured. The motive for the shooting is still unknown and the attackers have not been arrested. Jabuli Lembata has more.
Police have again raised concerns about an increase in mass shootings at illegal taverns. National Police spokesperson Athlenda Mate says part of the problem is the circulation of unlicensed firearms, with more than 3,500 illegal firearms recovered between April and September. Gauteng Provincial Portfolio Committee on Community Safety Chairperson Bandile Masugu.
The Portfolio Committee calls on the law enforcement agencies in Gauteng to leave no stone unturned, ensuring that the perpetrators are found and they are put behind the bars. We also urge community members to cooperate fully with the police to assist in the urgent arrest of the 3 suspects linked to the Salisville shooting.
He says a partnership between communities, law enforcement and government is needed to help dismantle networks supplying deadly weapons. Jabuli Lembata, Eyewitness News.
The Home Affairs Department has withdrawn the 90-day visa exemption granted to Palestinian travelers who landed in South Africa. An investigation by national intelligence structures has found there was a deliberate and ongoing abuse of the visa exemption. Last month, the arrival of 2 charter flights carrying Palestinians raised red flags when it was discovered that they had one-way tickets and did not have the necessary documents to land in the country. Minister Leon Schreiber says flights were sent by organisers who intended to leave the travellers destitute.
Investigations into the recent arrival of 2 charter flights transporting Palestinian passport holders revealed systematic abuse of this exemption, with travel designed not for the purposes of tourism or short stays as intended, but to relocate Palestinians from Gaza. Rather than using ordinary commercial flights, entire airplanes were chartered not by the travellers themselves, but by intermediaries.
Schreiber believes more Palestinians were expected to land in the country in an attempt to relocate from the Gaza Strip in the ongoing territorial dispute.
In the wake of the withdrawal of the visa exemption, the department will duly process any asylum applications submitted by the travellers who arrived on the 2 charter flights, while upholding the terms of the 90-day exemption for those who do not seek asylum. Going forward, visa applications from bona fide Palestinian travellers will be processed accordingly to enable them to visit South Africa, while any further attempts at abuse will be rejected.
And Thailand has launched airstrikes along its disputed border with Cambodia after both countries accused the other of breaching a ceasefire agreement brokered by US President Donald Trump. At least 1 Thai soldier has been killed and 4 wounded in the fresh clashes that broke out this morning. Cambodia says Thai military launched attacks on its forces at 2 locations following days of provocative actions. The land border dispute had erupted into a 5-day war in July before a ceasefire deal brokered by Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and Trump, and at least 48 people were killed and at least 300,000 temporarily displaced during the July clashes. Gold is trading at $4,207.96 an ounce. The rand is at 16.93 to the dollar, 22.58 to the pound, 19.72 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $63.84 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got a car stuck on the road. It's on the N1 North near the Deep Cliff interchange. It's already causing delays coming out of the Golden Highway. And then traveling in Bedford View, we've got some delays on the N3 South approaching Van Buren Road, also due to a car that is stuck on the road. Please.
And in your sport, the Springbok Sevens defend their Cape Town title, beating Argentina 21-19. Orlando Norris wins his first Formula One world title. Crystal Palace beat Fulham to move to 4th in the Premier League. And the Nedbank Golf Challenge won by Christopher Rayton, who beat South African Shaper by 1 shot.
A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng with scattered showers and thunder showers expected this Monday. Johannesburg starting at 14 degrees, peaking at 26. Pretoria 15 and 28. Vereeniging 14 and 28 degrees as well. The top story in EWN this hour: the murder of a witness who testified at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry has once again thrust the spotlight on whistleblower safety.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
7 minutes after 6 o'clock. It's a brand new week. It is a Monday. It's the 8th of December, the year of our Lord 2025. We're counting down towards Christmas. Are we not? I'll shout out this morning. What's your go-to gift this year? What's the one gift if people are not sure what to get their nearest and dearest? What's the one that you're swearing by at the moment? This is the gift of the times. This is the thing of the moment that reflects the zeitgeist. What is that fail-proof gift you would recommend? And maybe you've got different categories for different types of people, and you've got a list of your favorite things, right? Remember Oprah Winfrey used to do her favorite things? What's your gift of the moment? Do tell us, and we'll explain why we're asking that question coming up. On our menu, big story, the murder of a witness at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, once again putting the spotlight on whistleblower safety. We know our whistleblowers don't get the kind of protection they've been asking for. Why should anyone else come forward at the Madlanga Commission? The Justice Minister seeming to suggest that perhaps all this media spotlight isn't helping. Really? Is it because the media is doing its job? Or is it because the authorities aren't doing theirs? We'll speak to Yusuf Abramji. We'll speak to the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development. Then, Spelling Bee champions heading to Sun City. We'll speak to the CEO of the South African Spelling Bee. And Freedom Park launches a Gallery of Leaders exhibition.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
9 minutes after 6 o'clock. My name indeed is Bongani Bingwa. And as always, I'm not alone. I've got a great team of colleagues with me. Very much a part of the show. This is not a one-man show by any description. You've already heard Sifiso Zulu giving you the latest news updates, and really this awful story of a witness who testified about particularly goings-on in the EMPD, the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. And we've got to ask ourselves some questions here. At the center of the KZN Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's assertions was how corrupt our law enforcement has become, right? And it's easy, of course, to look for heroes and villains, particularly in a situation where somebody gives their life. This witness, Marius van der Merwe, one of the things he said when he went to the Madlanga Commission was how he'd been pressured as an EMPD Metro officer to hide the body of a suspect that had been killed by police officers, according to his version, during some kind of interrogation. And he went ahead with it because he was too scared to resist. But of course now he had come forward to say, I can no longer bury such a secret. But moreover, he was involved in dealing with illegal mining. He had been prominent on the West Rand and had been so successful he was receiving death threats to the degree that they made him move, and he went all across town to the East Rand, where again he resumed the fight against illegal mining and Zamazamas, and they were after him. So it is not going to be in any way clear at this stage whether he was killed for his work with the Zamazamas or for exposing corruption within law enforcement, or both. We just don't know. But let's not kid ourselves and think that what we've been watching over the last few weeks is an entertaining soap opera. Lives are at stake and lives are being lost.
You're with Bongani Bingwa.
7:02 weekday mornings, 6 to 9 a.m.
So, to bring you up to speed then, if you missed it, let's bring you up to speed to who Witness D was, testifying that a robbery suspect had been tortured in April 2022, including being suffocated with a plastic bag by EMPD police officers. And of course, the man died. And then when the man died, he was tasked with dumping the body of said man into a mine shaft or a dam. And he said he participated because he feared that refusing to do so would have placed his own life in danger. Have a listen.
A short while after this, Chief Soup Julius Mkwanazi, JD Mkwanazi, arrived at the scene, and we were informed that this is the chief in a dark tracksuit of some sort. Jaco Hanekom and Deandre addressed him as chief, and the Metro members, including Jaco, Kershaw, Etienne was with me at that stage. So the Metro members, they all had a meeting with the Soup away from myself and Etienne. Shortly afterwards, they returned to where we were. JD Mkwanazi said that we needed to throw the suspect's body into a mine shaft or dump it into a dam. As he said this, he looked at me. Deandre then in turn informed me that I must take the body and dump it. They will show me where and that I should relax. Since my vehicle is marked, Deandre said it won't attract any attention. I was directed by Deandre at this stage where to park my bakkie. I was escorted to my vehicle by 2 EMPD members and told where to park it.
How scared are you when you hear this kind of... These are police officers. There's not even SAPs, actually. These were Metro Police officers. They're not even South African Police Services officers. How scary is this? As I say, I'm not alone. I've got a great team working with me. As always, you've heard Sifisa Zulu giving us the latest eyewitness news. The producers who put the show together this morning, of course, you've got Ropfiwa and Siamtanda. Karabo's here for all our social media. And KG starting the clock. Amoramila, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Bongs. Morning 702 Landers.
You had a happy weekend, did you not?
Very happy weekend. A winning weekend, I want to call it. It was quite a busy one.
I've got some idea of why it would be a winning weekend.
Orlando
you were
Pirates.
the mum with the most, firstly.
Oh, no. Firstly, Orlando Pirates winning against Marumo. I really wanted that a trophy in our cabinet, so I'm happy about it. It's a win for us. Definitely some of our colleagues winning at the Telkom Radio Awards.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations.
Mandiwina,
yes.
Very happy for them. And of course, then my daughter's birthday celebration, which went very well.
I'm going to say that was the highlight of your weekend.
In no particular order.
Wink, wink. That's the voice, of course, also of Mutero Khwarepe, who's here for business news and so much more. Doesn't this kind of stuff give you the chills, Mutero? Hey, you're from the East Rand, you should know.
It definitely does. I mean, I'm from Davidton, which is a stone throw away from old mine dumps and some mines that still operate there. And this is rife. I mean, Zamazamas are crossing the N12 highway every day. Saw them yesterday, in fact, coming back from my dad's house. They still operate there freely. And every time there's an operation to stop them, it stops for about a week or two and then they start operating again. I don't know the inner workings of it, but we've seen dead bodies on the highway now and then that are Zamazamas. So it's very violent and communities obviously are also worried about this.
And living in fear of their lives.
Let's walk the talk.
702.
All right, there's been a lot more, of course, happening at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and one of the people who's been under enormous pressure has to be the suspended Police Minister, Senzo Mchunu. I've made the point before that I don't think he's coming back, and on Friday he ducked and he dived and he tried to dodge. He was asked about a very, very simple question. There's a forensic investigator called Dr. Sarah Berger who had written an affidavit because she'd been arrested by the PKTT, this political killings task team that Mchunu disbanded. And she made the point that she'd been arrested by them for having done nothing wrong. I think she spent 6 days in jail. You may remember we have spoken to her on this show before. She was investigating the goings-on and the shenanigans at Fort Hare University. So that's the context, right? Dr. Berger writes a letter saying this PKTT is nonsense. It's an affidavit, obviously based on her experience, that arrested her for nothing, charges which were later withdrawn by the NPA. Senzo Mchunu somehow tries to justify his disbandment of the PKTT because of that affidavit by Dr. Berger, except the affidavit was written months after he had disbanded the PKTT. So just have a listen to this very, very simple line of questioning by the Commission Evidence Leader, Advocate Mahlape Silo.
We can discount the contents of this document as having informed your decision of the 31st of December 2024 for the simple reason that it did not exist at the time. Can you accept that? At the time you took the decision on the 31st of December 2024, Ms. Berger's affidavit did not exist because it only came into existence on the 26th of September 2025.
Yes, it didn't exist as such.
Yeah.
All right, so a very simple question. You made this decision end of 2024. This thing came in September 2025. You couldn't have because it didn't exist. He struggles a little bit. Yes. And even there, what you just heard there, he's a little non-committal in going there. So she presses again to make it absolutely clear what she wants to get out of him. Have a listen.
It didn't exist as such.
Yeah, so it cannot have, you cannot have taken that into consideration in making your decision of the 31st of December 2024.
Except to say reports.
I would like to confine my question to the affidavit for the moment, Minister. So either you took the affidavit into consideration or you didn't.
This affidavit.
Yes.
No, I'm saying,
Minister, look this way. Thank you.
Yes.
So listen to what happens there. She says, okay, so because he concedes, right? Initially, in that first clip I played you, he concedes. So she says, okay, let's just repeat it again. And he goes, no, but there were reports. She says, no. I'm not talking about reports. I'm talking about the affidavit. And he goes, this affidavit. Eventually, one of the commissioners, Advocate Sandile Khumalo, whom you hear at the end of that clip, steps in and says, Minister, look at me. Look this way. Come. Here's the rest.
So the question that is being asked is that this affidavit did not exist on 31 December 2024. So when you took your decision on 31 December 2024, you did not consider this affidavit.
I'm trying to check the first date that it appeared or anything about Ms. Berger appeared in the media because there may be a difference between this affidavit and the appearance of the story about it. I'm trying to check what is
No. Minister, let's focus only on the affidavit.
Okay.
This affidavit did not exist on 31 December 2024.
Okay.
So you could not have taken the affidavit into account. You may have taken something else into account. It was just not this affidavit.
This affidavit.
Yes.
I think there was a word when I was at varsity that used to be used quite a lot, and it was all about the use of clever but false arguments with the intention to mislead. What was that word? Sophistry.
Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
Muteo Kharipe, what's your go-to gift this year?
It's things that will get the family together or outside. I think those are the things that I'm focusing on, whether it's a board game. I saw one recently at a retailer, how well do you know your family? So essentially, you all get cards and you all get asked about your favorite food, things you like, so that you...
Oh, I want that one. How well do you know your family?
Yeah, so you get into conversation around whether your child now prefers a different color than you knew years ago, or, different interests.
I'm taking note of that.
It's do you really know your family? Do you really know your family?
Do you really know your family board game?
Yeah.
One of our listeners has come up with an extreme version of Snakes and Ladders called Snake Park, is it?
Snake Island.
Snake Island.
Mm-hmm.
We played it on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I've got her number. We've got some feedback on that game. It was really, really lovely, but it's still, I think, at development stage,
yeah.
right? Development stage. So we're certainly going to give us some feedback on that. We had a fantastic time. Amo, your go-to gift this year?
Definitely a set of Legos. This is for people that I know, right? So I know you. I know that you love tulips. There's a tulip a set that you can build for yourself, and you can put it on your...
What if I love tulips, but not the building of tulips?
Yeah, but then these ones are more interesting because you build them up yourselves and then you keep them there. And the one thing I love
can't even grow tulips.
Now listen, the one thing I like about a set of Lego is that even if you don't like it, someone in your family will take a liking to it.
Listen, I went to a friend's house, husband and wife.
Yeah.
I've been to their house many times. She's got this display of Legos. I always thought it was his. It turns out it was hers, and she's absolutely obsessed with this stuff. All right, your go-to gift this Christmas. Mateo, you've got a question of your own?
Yeah, I want to know this morning, when you look at South Africa, what's that one thing you want to upgrade that hasn't improved in years in the country?
Respect for the rule of law, from top to down, at the very highest levels to the very lowest level, if there's such a thing, of citizens.
Yeah.
Respect for the rule of law. Basic things like just not littering, not doing U-turns where you're not supposed to do, not just traffic violations, not peeing in public.
Just being proper citizens.
Just respect for the rule of law.
Amo?
Definitely the railway system. I feel like it's one industry that hasn't really reached its peak. And instead, it's just continued to go down years on end. And today, there's still several stations that haven't been repaired or fixed, or trains that aren't running.
Whether for goods or passengers. All right, Mateo's question, what's the one thing you would like to change about South Africa that hasn't yet improved?
702.
702.
Weather.
A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng with scattered showers and thunder showers expected in Johannesburg. Temperatures will peak at 26, Pretoria and Vereeniging 28. That's the same high for Cape Town. Durban maxes at 29, Durban 26, East London 28, Kimberley 34.
EWN Traffic.
Let's have a first look at those roads then. Amuramila, what are you seeing at 23 after 6?
Bongani, we got an accident on the N1 North right near the Golden Highway. It's causing heavy traffic volumes between the N12 exit and the Deep Kloof interchange. Please be on the lookout there and drive with care. Speaking of the Golden Highway, we still have got those roadworks that are taking place right as you approach Union Avenue, so please approach with care. And then traveling on the Mark 1 North, bumper to bumper traffic already between the Crown interchange and Car Street. Peak time delays piling up there. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
This month, Freedom Park Heritage Site in Pretoria proudly launches its Gallery of Leaders, a new exhibition celebrating the lives of Africa's most iconic figures: Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, Charlotte Maxeke, Steve Biko, and many more. Visitors can explore stories of courage, sacrifice, and vision. The gallery honors fights for freedom, justice, and equality. Come and experience the Gallery of Leaders, a journey through history, resilience, and hope. For more information, visit www.freedompark.co.za.
Start your day with Bongani Bingwa
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
24 after 6, we'll take your calls on 011-883-0702 and, of course, your WhatsApp voice note on 072-702-1702. Now, things you need to know at this hour. It appears our army is broke. The South African National Defence Force is reportedly only able to have 27% of soldiers fit for deployment. This follows years of budget cuts and neglect. Many of its branches, whether it's the Navy or the Air Force or indeed the Army, with outdated equipment, poor maintenance, low morale, and inadequate readiness. And critics are warning that reform is urgent and better funding for a new strategic defense plan. Otherwise, the SANDF risks becoming ineffective both at home and in regional deployments. Aren't we lucky we're on the far side of the world where no one is coming for us for now? The ANC today starts its National General Council. It faces a severe cash crunch, though, with staff. Guys, when do you walk away from your family? You know that troublesome part of your family. You know their family, their relations, but the alignment is not there in terms of just outlook of life, the world, values. When you walk away?
At your earliest convenience.
The ANC, and for many members, the ANC will be like family. Today they're starting their National General Council, right? And this is their most important gathering between conferences. They're facing a cash crunch, staff apparently or reportedly not paid, and now provinces are being instructed to fund the gathering. How many more scandals and issues like this must members face? At what point do you walk away and say, White King, that side of our family, we're done. I don't hate them, but I'm not going to put myself through the things they put me through. Right? When do you cut the cord with that toxic side of your family? And more pointedly, can the ANC really still be rescued? Really, even now? I know they want to be, but can they rescue themselves from themselves? How many languages do you speak, Amu?
3, 4.
Muteo?
3, 4.
3, 4. Researchers are saying people who speak multiple languages show slower brain aging than monolinguals, with a clear dose-dependent effect. The more languages you speak, the younger your brain appears or stays. We'll get more details from Adam Gilchrist in the Worldview on that one. Mr. Alexander O'Neill, the R&B soul crooner, he and his wife narrowly escaped a devastating fire apartment that appears to have started from his oxygen machine just hours after he was discharged from a hospital ICU. The blaze has destroyed their home and left both of them in hospital, but they say they're grateful to be alive and now staying with family members whilst the cause of the fire is still being investigated. Can you believe it, hey? He was such a hit maker in the late 80s, Mr. Alex O'Neill. He's been sick of late. They discharged him, gave him an oxygen machine, and that apparently started a blaze in his apartment, which destroyed everything they own. He and his wife lucky to escape with their lives. And Josh Groban's Christmas hit album Noel hit #1 on this day in 2007 after Oprah Winfrey named it as one of her favorite things, and it drove massive sales for the album. It became the best-selling album of the year with 3.7 million copies, holding that top spot for 4 weeks. And that's why I'm asking you, what is your go-to gift for this Christmas 2025?
702.
The newspapers.
Fisa Zulu.
Good morning, Bongani.
Very good morning to you. How many languages do you speak?
Fluently 2, and I'm trying to learn 2 others.
Okay, if you learn those 2, you'll stay young for longer. What's in the
Have an
papers?
opportunity.
Let's speak newspapers.
In India, there was a fire over the weekend at a nightclub where 25 people died and 6 other people have been injured, and they are recovering in hospital. But now it's emerged that the investigation has found that although emergency services responded to the fire on time, but there was absence of safety infrastructure like fire extinguishers, and therefore the police have now arrested 4 people, including the nightclub's manager, and they said that they did not have the proper processes in place to make sure that when a fire erupts, people are safe. And the people have died in consistent with exposure to toxic smoke and oxygen deficient conditions. And that's what's happening in India.
2 big stories, both of them absolutely awful at the moment. Of course, the death of Marius van der Merwe, who was that witness D at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. So the citizen says, you didn't protect us. Business day, blood on the streets. Who watches the watchers? But the other story, of course, was that massacre at that Shebeen over the weekend. A 29-year-old man relives that horror for the Sowetan. newspaper, including, of course, what I don't understand, because this is supposed to have happened in the early hours of the morning, around 4 o'clock in the morning, where gunmen walked in and started shooting. There were 3-year-olds at a shebeen in the early hours. How does that happen, right? A 3-year-old is among the dead, mowed down by the gunman. You can read about it in the Sowetan today. I don't understand what 3-year-olds were doing at a shebeen in the early hours of a Sunday morning. It's extraordinary what country we live in.
EWN Business.
Business update. Mateo wants to know what's the one thing we'd upgrade in South Africa that hasn't improved in years. And stories like that make my point, don't they, about the respect for the rule of law. What prompts the question, Mateo?
Bongani, Moody's is not buying into South Africa's reform turnaround. Our ratings agency has turned the other cheek to South Africa's green shoots. Moody's offering a cautious assessment of the country's progress on reform. The ratings agency rates South Africa at BA2 with a stable outlook. Essentially junk still. In 2020, Moody's announced it had downgraded South Africa's long-term foreign and local currency debt rating to BA1 or junk status, while also maintaining a negative outlook. In its latest rating, Moody's pointed to long-standing bottlenecks such as aging infrastructure, a weak labor market, and persistent inequality as major headwinds to stronger economic performances from South Africa. The review followed S&P's upgrade of South Africa's foreign currency rating from BB- to BB last month, while also raising its outlook to positive. Now, according to Moody's, state-owned enterprises have continued to pose a risk to the fiscus. The ratings agency does concede, though, that reforms around energy and logistics have improved. That's speaking, of course, to Eskom and Transnet. The ratings agency said it will be looking closely at the country's economic growth levels and the sustainability before making any moves on the rating in the future.
Who rates the ratings agencies is what I want to know. Where's the rand?
16.93 against the US dollar, still quite strong this morning at 19 Rand 72 against the euro and 22 Rand 57 cents against the British pound. Price of gold at $4,209 an ounce, or platinum is up 1.5% at $1,658. Brent crude at $63.82 a barrel. More business after 7.
Straight to the news desk we go. Swisa Zulu, what do you have at this hour?
Thanks, Manny. Good morning. The Border Management Authority says it will use drones and body cams to increase security and surveillance as part of its operations during the festive season. Security efforts by the Border Authority will be bolstered by the National Joint Operational and intelligence structures across all ports of entry. The Commissioner, Michael Siapato, says the authority has asked for help because of financial constraints.
They will be assisting us in the deployment of integrated suite of advanced surveillance, mobility, as well as protective technologies. As such, drones and body cams will be fully operational to improve our detection capability.
Communities have been urged to be cautious when handling stokvel savings and other social club funds during the festive season. Thousands of South Africans are preparing to withdraw or distribute money saved throughout the year. Authorities say this period has unfortunately become a peak time for criminals who target groups and social saving clubs and individuals who are withdrawing large amounts of cash. Limpopo's Community Safety Department spokesperson Dali Chifiwa says extra vigilance is needed to avoid a dark Christmas.
Avoid withdrawing bulk cash, especially during high-risk periods such as month-end and December. Use electronic transfer for payouts directly into each other's member account. Deposit contributions electronically instead of collecting cash at meetings. Never announce or publicize stokvel meeting times, payouts dates, and venues. Remain vigilant when entering or leaving banks, ATMs, or financial institutions.
Trade Union NUMSA is expected to march to the union buildings today, calling for the government of national unity to take drastic action and intervene urgently on the closure of smelters in South Africa. The union says its members are bearing the brunt of job losses at companies such as Clanco, Semancor and Alma Investments. Nokukayam Dambo reports.
South Africa has the world's largest chrome ore deposits, which are converted to ferrochrome, a key ingredient in the production of stainless steel. but operational constraints have made it tougher for smelters to keep the lights on. NUMSA spokesperson Pagamila Majol.
By the 31st of December, Glencore will have cut 2,000 jobs. Almar Investments has retrenched over 538 workers, and Samanco has issued a Section 189 notice where it states that it is contemplating retrenching 5,000 workers.
Majola says the union wants the GNU to come up with a bold and aggressive industrial policy to rescue the industry.
Among the demands we'll be making is for reduced electricity tariff, because these companies claim that the cost of electricity accounts for more than 60% of their operational costs.
The union is expected to hand over a memorandum of demands to the Office of the Presidency. Nogukanyam Dambo, Eyewitness News.
And at least 25 people have died and 6 others injured in India when a nightclub caught fire. Police say the fatalities were consistent with exposure to toxic smoke and oxygen-deficient conditions. An investigation has found that although emergency services responded to the fire on time, the absence of safety infrastructure contributed to the severity of the incident. 4 people have so far been arrested, including the nightclub's manager, and an arrest warrant for the owner has been issued. A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng with showers expected. The temperatures are at lows of 14 and 15 degrees, peaking at highs between 26 and 28.
And in the traffic, we've got an accident leaving around the N1 North after the Golden Highway. Delays from the N12 exit. The N12 in itself is heavily backed up coming out of the Golden Highway. While travelling on the N3 North, do expect delays between the Elands interchange and the Glulis interchange due to peak time delays.
The top story this hour, the Border Management Authority says it will use drones and body cams to increase security.
At Auto in General, we understand your business is built on more than just vehicles. Your stock, tools and equipment, and the premises where you work. Auto in General Business Insurance is designed for businesses like yours, protecting your assets against fire, theft, storms, and other unexpected events. To protect your livelihood, visit autogen.co.za and get an obligation-free business insurance quote. Auto in General, never not there. Auto in General is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
The festive rush doesn't wait. Orders, deliveries, messages, calls. This summer, you'll need connectivity that doesn't tap out when the pressure is on. With Telkom Business, you get reliable, high-speed connectivity for just $2.99 per month. That's our unlimited LTE, all hours basic plan, 10 megabytes per second. No caps, no excuses.
This summer, your business deserves the best. Visit telkom.co.za/business for deals that grow your business. T's and C's apply. Telkom Business. Possible begins here.
To celebrate 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, FNB Premier is giving you a chance to win a 14-day European tour experience and other cool monthly prizes. Open any FNB Premier account from September to 31 December 2025. Switch your salary, swipe or tap a minimum of 2,000 Rand per month for 3 months straight. Spend and win with FNB Premier. FNB, help changes everything. TCs and competition rules apply. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
702. WhatsApp Bongani on 072 702 1702.
The witness protection programs. I think the issue is the constitution. It needs to be altered. I don't know how. Because there are people who testified 10 years ago. Who's going to protect them from who? Because people know you are the one or you are the victim. There's a young girl, 12, who was raped in Durban. She was killed with the mom because the girl went to court. And no, when you killed, then they stopped investigating the case. So something must be done regarding our constitution. Cecilia.
Hey Bongani, morning to you and your team. I feel so frustrated this morning at the lack of accountability, lack of leadership, lack of integrity of our leaders, and how this country or this government has failed the people of South Africa. And now I'm hearing about Gazans. Yes, they're undergoing some tremendous problems of themselves, but it's almost like our government is spending more time on helping them than helping us. We are dying. People are dying. And yet, lack of responsibility and leadership. And I'm so disappointed in Ramaphosa. Really, really disappointed in him and the ANC and everybody that is in government.
I do get annoyed when people say, oh, just change the constitution. Change what about the constitution? Change what about how? That does annoy me. I think we can apply our minds just a little more carefully before we say things like just change the constitution. The voice note that is suggesting that, the government cares more about what happens in Gaza than happens to us might also have to consider the fact that many of the people that are implicated in all of this are themselves in government. Right? That was one of the things Marius van der Merwe said in that voice note to Yusuf Abramji just before he was killed. And I'll play that voice note and we'll speak to Yusuf coming up.
Very good morning, Bongani. Bongani, look, man. I have a lot of respect for Ngugaidovi, but for really coming to defend the former minister, knowing very well that what the minister has done is wrong, and trying to maybe be direct and try to guide census. At some stage, you can see that the minister was just fumbling, and the advocate was trying to dodge the question because he realized that the minister was telling the truth, but the advocate wanted the minister to say something else. Really disappointed, Musherebai.
Yeah, but that's not how the law works. You defend your client to the best of your ability. It's not always about whether you think they're innocent or guilty. That's what the whole point of client-attorney privilege means. I don't think you can mislead the court, but sometimes I think lawyers know their clients are guilty of sin, even if they haven't told them that. And every now and again, it comes out.
EWN Sport.
And Cindy Paluta, a very good morning to you. Mixed
Good morning.
weekend for me. Mixed weekend for me. We lost to Villa, Arsenal. Pirates won. But boy, oh boy, the Springbok Sevens, hey?
Right. Yeah,
I've never been. Have you been to the Springbok Sevens
No,
in
I
Cape Town?
haven't
I've
in
never
Cape
been.
Town.
It just
and
looks like
it's
such a fest.
Vibe. Everybody that I know that's been, this
Yeah.
is such a vibe. Yep, I'd love to go. And they're the first team to ever defend a Cape Town Sevens title. They beat Argentina 21-19 in the final yesterday, and Kieran Thompson was there.
The Springbok Sevens defended their Cape Town Sevens crown after winning 5 fixtures out of 5. It wasn't all plain sailing for South Africa, who needed to dig deep against Los Pumas, facing a 12-point deficit with just over 6 minutes to play, as Zane Davids explains.
We like to make stuff difficult for ourselves, and I think our boys grinded out, and I think we fought each other and fought with a jersey.
Tristan Lates missed the final due to concussion protocols, but believes the team can build on this success.
It's never been done here in Cape Town. First Springbok team win back-to-back in Cape Town. We're writing our names in the history books. Started something special, and we can only build from here.
Kieran Thompson, Eyewitness News Sport, DHL Stadium.
Lando Norris is Formula One's newest champion. Norris third place in Abu Dhabi yesterday, enough to take the title ahead of Verstappen by 2 points. Verstappen won the race ahead of Piastri. Here's Norris.
It's pretty insane. It's been a season of ups and downs. Yeah, has it been a perfect season? Absolutely not. Has it by anyone? There's been ups, there's been downs. I've had my luck every now and then and things that have helped me out. But I guess, winning a championship is about the consistency, and I had a lot of that this season. And I just did what I had to do. And I focused on myself. I managed to concentrate on myself when a lot of people were supporting me, and also when a lot of people were not supporting me.
In cricket, Proteas women beat Ireland by 65 runs yesterday in the second T20 to win the series 1 game to go. Player of the match, Faye Tunnicliffe, smashing 51 from 42. In the men's game, Australia went 2-0 up in the Ashes after beating England by 8 wickets in the second test. In the Betway Premiership yesterday, Kaizer Chiefs finished goals with TS Galaxy to stay fourth of the table, 4 points behind the leaders Pirates as the league takes a break for AFCON. Well, speaking of Pirates, if you missed it on Saturday, they added the Carling Knockout Cup to their trophy cabinet, beating Maruma Galant 1-0. In the Premier League yesterday, Crystal Palace beating Fulham 2-1, while West Ham drew with Brighton 1-1. Tonight, Man United plays Wolves. And the Nedbank Golf Challenge was won by Norway's Christopher Rayton, who finished on 17 under overall, 1 ahead of South African Jaden Shaper and England's Dan Bradbury. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
There's a new way to experience all your favorites. Pulse Africa, the 24/7 fast channel, now live on PrimeMediaPlus.com and the Prime Media Plus app, bringing you the best of Prime Media around the clock. Watch the biggest moments from 7:02. It's non-stop entertainment and authentic African storytelling, all from Africa's leading media network. Pulse Africa, only on the PrimeMediaPlus.com and Prime Media Plus app.
The festive crunch is real, but saving doesn't have to be hard. With OUTsurance, you'll either save or get cash. That's right, get a quote today, and if OUTsurance can't beat your car insurance premium, ask for 500 Rand cash. Make that 1,500 Rand cash if you've been claim-free with the same insurer for 3 years. Get OUTsurance festive savings or cash. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. A licensed insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
The crazy store's got deals galore and everything you need. From tinsel presents, wrapping, and a star for your Christmas tree. We've got all sorts of games and sports, many toys to buy. Stationery, arts and crafts, come on and don't be shy. No need to panic shop, we're your one-stop Christmas spot. Your table will be dressed and you will not be stressed. When Christmas Eve is here, you'll want to sing and cheer. I got everything at the crazy store and I can't wait for next year.
Hey, you never know what you might find this Christmas.
Every December, it's the same story. New toys, new clothes, and more takeaways. And by January, the bonus is gone. Grow it, don't blow it. With a Nedbank investment. Invest 100,000 Rand or more in a Nedbank 12-month electronic fixed deposit account and stand a chance to win 50,000 Rand. Invest your bonus and grow your future. See money differently. Nedbank. We're licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
The brainy kids of the Whiz Quiz
on 702.
I'm Ashley, I'm 13, and I go to Grace Trinity School for Girls. When I grow up, I want to be a film director, and I'm really excited and nervous to play the Whiz Quiz with Mr. Bongani.
So Ashley, you must tell us what your favorite film is. I can't wait to play with you.
EWN Traffic.
14 minutes before 7, this EWN Traffic brought to you by OUTsurance. SMS out to 45142 now. You could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. On the N1, the November 1, there's a crash on the N1 North. Amma, what's going on?
That's correct, Bongani. That's just as you leave Naturena towards Steep Kloof, an accident reported right near the Golden Highway. It's causing heavy traffic volumes. The N12 East is also heavily backed up as a result coming out of the Golden Highway. While traveling on the Mike 1 North, we've got bumper-to-bumper traffic between Boysons Road and Car Streets. Peak time delays there. There's also queuing traffic in Spruitview along the N3 North between Leondale Road and Heidelberg Road. While traveling on the N3 North, you expect heavier traffic volumes approaching the Glulies interchange, also due to peak time pressure. More updates coming up. Do stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
The OUTsurance pointsmen know that every car on the road carries a story. There's a car on the way to the hospital carrying an elderly couple, playfully bantering about who their first grandchild will look like. The OUTsurance pointsmen know it's not just a car in traffic. It's bringing two generations together. Every story is different and every story matters. That's why the OUTsurance pointsmen have been doing what they do since 2005 in proud partnership with 702. OUTsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
702.
Coming up at 7:15, the big interview.
Yo, Timber.
Yeah?
What you reckon Bongs is gonna pick?
With today's fixture lineup, it's gonna be sports.
Gotta be.
Whoa! And there it is! His first multi-bet for the day.
And with Betway Scratch, he's got a chance to bag a share of a guaranteed 1.5 million Rand in daily prizes on sport or casino bets.
Cash.
What?
Bonus flights.
Yes.
Spins.
Yeah.
Extra bets. You name it.
Oh, it's the season of scratching and scoring. Only at betway.co.za.
Betway is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. NRGP counseling line 0800 006 008. All events are fixed odds betting games.
Clientele is here to safeguard you and your family with compassion because life happens. Be part of a family that truly cares. Our funeral dignity plans have helped South Africans bury their loved ones with dignity for more than 30 years. Let us help you create a meaningful tribute that honors your life and those of your loved ones. We pay out within 24 hours and you will get double accident cover with a clientele funeral plan. Our plans are affordable. Pick the option that suits your needs. It's easy to apply. No medical examinations and no paperwork. SMS funeral to 31586. That's 31586. Clientele Life is an authorized FSP and licensed life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Listen up, corporates. Wrap up your tax year on a meaningful note.
donating to DKMS. Your support assists in fighting life-threatening blood cancers by enabling DKMS to recruit more potential donors, as well as raising patients' chances of finding a match. And there's an added advantage. Enjoy the benefits of a Section 18A tax certificate, which grants your company a well-deserved rebate. Be a force for good this tax season by giving those in need a new lease on life. Email fundraising@dkms-africa.org to donate today.
Coming up in the next hour, What's the Question? Brought to you by Outsurance. 3,000 Rand is up for grabs. First, 1,000 Rand for the answer. Send us an answer that you heard based on something on the show. WhatsApp your name and the answer to 072 702 1702. Then someone will pose a question to get your answer to win 2,000 Rand. SMS out to 45142 now, and Outsurance could save you on your car insurance.
Who is the whizziest of them all?
It's the Whiz Quiz on 702.
Up next, we speak to anti-crime activist Yusuf Abramji about this extraordinary story of the killing of a witness at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. In the meantime, let's play the Whiz Quiz with 13-year-old Ashley, who wants to be a film director later in life. Ashley, do you have a favorite movie?
Yes. My favorite movie is probably like all the Spider-Man movies.
All the Spider-Man movies. All right, well, let's see if you can play like Spider-Man in today's Whiz Quiz. KG, start the clock. In which ocean is the island Sri Lanka?
Pacific.
Indian Ocean. The abbreviation FAQ means what asked questions?
Serious.
Frequently. True or false? The disease pneumonia affects your lungs.
True.
Correct. What dark liquid can an octopus squirt out as protection? Is it water or ink?
Ink.
Correct. What sport do a team of 6 players hit a large ball over a high net? Is it volleyball or cricket?
Volleyball.
Correct. The word spork is a combination of fork and what word?
Spoon.
Correct. In which river is the Gariep Dam South Africa's largest dam? Is it the Orange River or the Limpopo?
Orange.
Correct. Which is the larger country in North America? Oh, I can't complete the question. We ran out of time. Actually, a very credible 500 Rand. Very welcome amount of cash. In the holiday season. Very welcome amount of cash. Yes, indeed. 13 years old, out of kilter, 500 Rand. That's the number of correct answers you've got. Remember, it's $100 for each correct answer, and it will be 10,000 Rand if you can get all 10 correct. And because of the holidays, by the way, this is the last week of the Whiz Quiz. Our final round will be this Friday.
The Brainy Kids of the Whiz Quiz
on 702.
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions,
your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.
7 minutes to 7. I know who is behind the Zama Zama nightmare. At the highest levels, I know, and I want to speak. A summary of the words sent via voice note by the whistleblower to our next guest. On Friday evening, Marius van der Merwe returned home to Brenthurst in Brakpan, Northeast Rand, with his wife Leanne and their 2 children. Danger had long been a part of his life. Weeks earlier, he had survived an attack near Plastic City, which is a hotspot for illegal mining on the East Rand. 2 men in a bakkie tried to ram his car and fired shots. He returned fire and escaped, but not this time. As he opened his gate, gunmen in the bushes fired an AK-47 at his car. He was killed instantly. His wife and children survived. The attackers fled. But just before all of that happened, he sent this voice note to our next guest.
Mr. Abramji, hope you're well and trust you're well, sir. It is Vlam. Marius van der Merwe. Sir, I've seen your post on the Zama that was allegedly buried alive in Benoni. I'm the person that was there. Obviously, there's things that transpired beforehand and afterwards. And I would like to talk to you about it. I would like to get my story out in public in terms of the role players from state that's facilitating the illegal mining problem.
He knew who it was and he wanted to get his voice out there. Yusuf Abramji joins us now, founder of Tax Justice, a journalist and anti-crime activist, very familiar to many who've listened to this station for some years. Yusuf, always a pleasure to talk to you, not really under good circumstances this morning. This is a shocking story, isn't it?
Good morning, Bongani. Indeed, it again shows how whistleblowers are vulnerable. It again shows that we are living in a mafia state. And it again shows you how people's lives simply are cheap in South Africa. Very sad indeed.
Do you accept the veiled criticism that maybe exposure to the media of witnesses, say at the Madlanga Commission, exposes them to danger?
Well, let's remember, Marius van der Merwe's name did not come out until after his death on Friday. No one, either the public or the media, named him. But when he sent me that voice note on Wednesday, I gave him a call later during the day and we had a chat on Wednesday and on Thursday. And I said to him, but Marius, we can't do an interview with you on ENCA as you requested, simply because you are witness D. It will reveal your identity and will show your face. Unless you want it to be hidden. And he said, no, I've now decided I want to show my face. I want to show my identity and to reveal my identity because I don't have long to live. They are going to kill me. And I said, who's going to kill you, Marius, and why? He said, Mr. Abramji, I will reveal it all in the interview that we are going to do if you allow me to do it. Unfortunately, we never got down to it. We arranged for Thursday, but the commission ran late. We then rescheduled for Monday because he had to go to a doctor's appointment. He told me at 2 o'clock on Thursday, and his mum was in hospital, and he had to visit her on Thursday evening. And unfortunately, when news broke on Friday, the whole thing just fell away very sadly indeed.
There's some confusion about whether or not he refused protection that he might have been offered as part of being a witness to the Madlanga Commission. I understand that his wife told one of the newspapers, the City Press, that in fact no such offer was made. What do you know?
He said absolutely nothing about that. And let's not forget the allegation that he was offered witness protection and he refused was made by the Minister of Justice. And I think the family will have to come forward or they'll have to give evidence to show that he refused any protection. But it again shows, Bongani, how whistleblowers are so vulnerable. And I think the mere fact that he wanted to speak about illegal mining in the Zamazamas, where we know he's very active. Now, let me give the context very quickly. I posted on X on Wednesday a video where a TLB, a heavy-duty tractor equipment, was used, where he allegedly closed holes of Zamazamas near the raceway or the racetrack in Benoni. And I even showed the body of a suspected Zamazama that was found in the area. And that is what prompted him to contact me and saying that he wants to blow the lid on state officials, as he called them, involved in Zamazamas. And we know that Zamazama activities on the East Rand, Van der Merwe was very active for a very long time, clamping down, very often fighting with them in that area. And just in September, weeks before the Madlanga Commission, there was an attempt on his life. He opened an attempted murder docket. And what did the police do? As always expected, absolutely nothing or very little.
Yeah.
And that is a cause for concern, Bongani.
Is there an argument to be made that knowing that Van der Merwe himself was a security expert, that even if that protection had been offered, and let's take the version that he might have refused it, he would have done so presumably on the basis that it might not be adequate?
Probably yes. Probably depending on what they offered him, he may have refused it. But be it as it may, remember he's one of many witnesses before the commission, and he was the one that gave the explosive testimony. Although it was mentioned at one stage that he was even a suspect in that particular murder because he confessed to dumping the body, and he
implicated himself.
He implicated himself, and Julius Makwanazi, the suspended EMPD deputy chief, was also implicated. So whether it's linked to the revelations that he made or whether it's linked to the Zamazamas is something that police will need to get to the bottom of as soon as possible. But the mere fact that there was an attempt with a man in a white bucky, and the police confirming on Friday evening there was also men in a white bucky that carried out the attack, perhaps suggests it was the same group of people that was after him, and that was weeks before the Matlanga Commission, which points all directions at this stage, early stage, into the illegal mining activities.
It's an extraordinary story because if you look at the fact of this case based on what we know publicly now, what would give any other reason, or any other whistleblower rather, who is afraid for their lives, a reason to come forward? Yusuf Abramji, appreciate your time. Founder of Tax Justice. He's a journalist and a long-time anti-crime activist.
702.
Coming up, the big interview.
So was that offer made? Was that offer refused? Up next, we speak to the Justice Minister, Mamloko Kubai, about the protection of witnesses and specifically Marius van der Merwe. All of that to come after this Eyewitness News, brought to you by Momentum. Financial advisors help you have a better shot at generational wealth. Speak to a Momentum accredited financial advisor. Momentum is part of Momentum Group Limited, an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
This is EWN.
How will the Matlanga Commission improve the safety of witnesses? And the ANC prepares for one of its important gatherings yet. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. As calls mount for tighter security for witnesses and whistleblowers who appear at the Matlanga Commission, it's yet to be seen how the Commission will enhance its security. The Commission is under pressure to beef up security following the murder of former Ekurhuleni Metro Police Officer Marius van der Merwe on Friday. Van der Merwe testified last month before the Commission as Witness D, implicating suspended EMPD Acting Chief Julius Mkhwanazi in the 2022 murder of a robbery suspect in Brakpan and an alleged cover-up. Khomozo Modise reports.
At the weekend, the National Joint Operational and Intelligence Structure of the police said while extensive measures have been put in place to ensure the safety of witnesses and officials since the start of the Matlanga Commission, the need has been identified to heighten these measures. It was also agreed that the Commission's security operational plan would be enhanced over the next few days. But as the conversation around whistleblower safety has been reignited, advocacy group Defend Our Democracy's Naledi Gwadi says they want protections to be legislated.
The shortcomings of the Public Disclosures Act have been ventilated time and time again. Civil society and other civil servants have come forward and shared what they think is going to happen if this legislation is not enacted, and we still see a delay.
Meanwhile, NatJoint says it will give a briefing soon on the safety changes that will be made. Khomozo Modise, Eyewitness News.
The ANC's National General Council is set to kick off today amid talks of succession battles within the organisation. This will be the party's fifth NGC since its inception. The NGC is not particularly an elective conference, but it is used as a midterm progress report on the state of the party. Tabiso Goba has more.
ANC National General Councils have usually been used as a barometer for factions to test their popularity ahead of elective conferences. It is no surprise ahead of today's NGC that there has been talks over who will succeed the party's current president, Cyril Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa's second term as ANC president comes to an end in 2027, and there are already some within the organization eyeing his seats. One of those is the party's Secretary General Fikile Mbalula, who dismissed any succession talk at a State of Readiness media briefing yesterday.
This General Council is not going to discuss succession. That discussion belongs to the branches at that stage relevant to it, which will be in 2027. This General Council is about preparing the ANC to win elections, among others.
On the agenda for the 3-day NGC is the political overview of the ANC, policy implementation and governance matters. Tabiso Koba, Eyewitness News.
5 people arrested for allegedly luring South Africans to Russia to fight in the Ukraine war are expected to return to the Kempton Park Magistrates Court today for bail proceedings. The group was arrested at OR Tambo International Airport nearly 2 weeks ago before they were due to board a flight to Moscow. 2 of the accused, SABC radio presenter Nonkululeko Mantuli and Xolani Ntuli, are accused of recruiting 3 men aged between 21 and 24 to join the Russian forces. 3 men, Thulani Mazibuko, Sphamandla Shabalala and Sfiso Mabena, are also among the accused who will be in the dock when the matter resumes this morning. Alfred Mushwana reports.
The 5 South Africans accused of attempting to unlawfully participate in the Russia-Ukraine war are charged with contravening the Foreign Military Assistance Act. They made their first appearance in the Kempton Park Magistrates Court last week, but the matter was postponed to today for bail proceedings. State Prosecutor Peter Erasmus says the NPA remains unsure whether to oppose the group's release on bail.
There is a good possibility that the state will, after certain preliminary investigations regarding the granting of bail, that the state will not object to the granting of bail.
Radio presenter and broadcaster Nonkululeko Mantuli is alleged to have played a central role in luring the 3 young men to Russia. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News.
And South Africa says it won't be complicit in any scheme to exploit or displace Palestinians after an investigation found they were being flushed out from the Gaza Strip. The Home Affairs Department has revoked its 90-day visa exemption granted to Palestinian travelers who arrived at OR Tambo last month. 2 charter flights were planned as part of a broader, ongoing effort to relocate Palestinians to other parts of the world. Minister Leon Schreiber says a Dubai-based broker with offices in South Africa recently requested quotations for more charter flights to commence as soon as possible.
Withdrawing the visa exemption is the most effective way to prevent further flights of this nature, while ensuring that bona fide travelers from Palestine are safely able to visit South Africa without being subjected to abuse.
Gold is trading at $4,209.96 an ounce. The rand is at 16.93 to the dollar, 22.58 to the pound, 19.73 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $63.87 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got heavy traffic volumes on the N3 North between the Airlines Interchange and the Gilulis Interchange. There's also queuing traffic along the N12 and the R24 West between Edenville Road and the Gilulis Interchange.
And in your sport, the Blitzboks came from 7 down to beat Argentina 21-19 and retain their Cape Town Sevens title. Lando Norris fulfills his childhood dream, winning the F1 Drivers' Championship. Mo Salah opens up about a breakdown in relationship with Liverpool manager Arne Slot. And the Proteas women thrash Ireland by 65 runs to win the T20 series with 1 game to go.
A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng with scattered showers and thunder showers expected. Johannesburg is at a low of 14 degrees, peaking at 26. Pretoria, 15 and 28. Vereeniging, 14 and 28 as well. The top story in EWN this hour, as calls mount for tighter security for witnesses and whistleblower who appear before the Madlanga Commission. It's yet to be seen how the Commission will enhance its security.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
They say the early bird catches the worm. Great advice, unless you're the worm. Generic so-called wisdom doesn't work for everyone, so I settle for a financial plan that's one size fits some. Momentum accredited financial advisors take the time to get to really know your unique situation. Advice meets your context. Momentum, your journey to success. Momentum is part of Momentum Group Limited, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
8 minutes after 7 o'clock, as calls mount for tighter security for witnesses and whistleblowers. Do you really believe there is much we can do to protect our whistleblowers? Just spoke to Yusuf Abramji about Marius van der Merwe, who sent that chilling voice note, eager to speak about what he knows of the whole fiasco behind Zamazamas. And he says, there are state actors involved. I'm willing to speak. I'll put my face and my name out there. Let them come for me anyway. And boy, oh boy, did they. I want to remind you of an interview we conducted last month. You may remember Mr. T, who was mentioned by Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, the former Home Affairs Minister. And this was an insider who had tried to clean up Home Affairs. And his former colleagues, he's now retired, Mr. T, his former colleagues went after him. Remember when he told us that there'd been attempts on his life? This is a man who lives with bullets in his body, lodged in his body because it would be too dangerous to remove them. Let me remind you what Mr. T had to say about not even the protection, but I suppose the non-protection of whistleblowers in South Africa.
There should be a change in the legislative framework that deals with protection of whistleblowers. Because from what I've heard from those who have been protected and what I know, when they protect them by isolation. They still live somewhere away from the public. They change their normal day-to-day life that they would do. The moment they finish testifying, then they released them, and they are still exposed.
So once you testify, you're on your own?
You are on your own. That's what I know. You are on your own.
That's what Mr. T says, hey? It's almost as if they are used for their evidence and their testimony. But once it is over, once they've said what the officials need to hear, they are on their own. Is it any wonder? I played the script a little earlier on, but it really bears repeating, because essentially one of the things that came out at the Madlanga Commission on Friday was the idea that a huge part of the consideration that went into Minister Senzo Mkunu's head as he made that decision to disband the PKTT was based on social media, particularly Facebook posts. It really is, it's unbelievable.
We can discount the contents of this document as having informed your decision of the 31st of December 2024 for the simple reason that it did not exist at the time. Can you accept that? At the time you took the decision on the 31st of December 2024, Ms. Berger's affidavit did not exist because it only came into existence on the 26th of September 2025.
Yes, it didn't exist as such.
Yeah.
It didn't exist as such. So part of that exchange between the Madlanga Commission evidence leader, advocate Mahlape Sillo, and Minister Mkunu was around his reliance on, he wanted to suggest, an affidavit by Sarah Berger, who's a former forensic investigator at the University of Fort Hare, who uncovered massive fraud at that institution, and then, of course, was controversially arrested by the PKTT for what were charges that were then withdrawn by the NPA. But at the point she made an affidavit about all of that, it was much, much later from when Mkunu had disbanded the PKTT. But by mentioning her name, the only thing that was clear was that he was relying on her Facebook posts. He couldn't rely on her affidavit because he had disbanded the PKTT long before she made it, which is the exchange that you've just heard there. So there was the police minister admitting that essentially the basis of his reasoning was based on Facebook posts. Now, how are we going to protect whistleblowers with ministers like that?
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
13 after 7, things you need to know at this hour. So Netflix's acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery is set to reshape its relationship with MultiChoice and Canal+. Remember, we've told you about DSTV now risking losing those 12 Warner Brothers Disney channels, including CNN and Discovery, if no new deal is reached by December the 1st. Benin has become the latest African country to suffer a military coup, joining a growing list of takeovers across the continent since 2020. Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, and now Benin. South Africa's Department of Home Affairs revoking that 90-day visa exemption for Palestinian passport holders after investigations found the system was being abused to essentially dump Palestinians from Gaza via chartered flights. A former SRC member from the Rustenburg TVET College has been arrested for allegedly accessing first-year NSFAS students' accounts without permission and withdrawing a massive 14,000 rand from 7 of them. That's an unbelievable story, hey, Amo?
It is indeed, Bongani, and a huge amount as well.
14,000 rand without permission. I think I'm just choking there. Probably from the story. And needing a glass of water. And finally, Nicki Minaj, the rapper from Trinidad, born on this day in 1982.
To fight, to conquer, to thrive, I came to win, to survive, to prosper, to rise, to fly.
You know, as KG, my voice is back, hasn't flown away. As KG plays this song by Nicki Minaj, Fly, my fear is, what is she going to say? Do you have those people, you know they're good at what they do? I can't deny Minaj is excellent at what she does. Everything about her is antithetical to who I am. I find her, she's an incredible rapper.
Yes.
But her politics are ill-informed. She's ignorant. Just the other day, she was praising Trump for wanting to invade Nigeria. She was a vaccine denier. She came up, I mean, she's just...
There's a lot.
Yeah, she's a lot, eh? She's a good rapper. But I'm almost nervous that I'm like, actually, KG, do you have that person? They're amazing. You can recognize they're amazing at what they do. You just don't like them, eh? You don't like them at all.
702. Up next.
The big interview.
EWN Traffic.
16 after 7, this EWN Traffic is brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 now. You could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask Outsurance for 500 Rand.
Well, Bongani, we've got heavy traffic volumes on the N3 South between the Baku interchange and Marlborough Drive. Roadworks are causing these delays. There's also queuing traffic heading towards Klorkop along Allendale Road. An accident reported there right near Boulevard Road. Please be on the lookout there.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
The roads just aren't the same without the Outsurance pointsman. Like a festive mince pie without the filling. But even the Outsurance pointsmen need some time off this festive season. So they'll be on leave from 12 December. But don't stress, they'll be back on the roads, easing the New Year's traffic congestion from 9 January 2026. The Outsurance pointsmen getting you there quickly and safely for the past 20 years. In proud partnership with 702. Show them some love online using hashtag pointsmanlove. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Good morning, Bongani. Bongani, you are correct. As a lawyer, you defend your client to the best of your ability. But I've lost all respect for Ngugai Tobi. You know, Ngugai Tobi is not just a lawyer. He's an activist. He's somebody we look after who's fighting for human rights. But to go there and defend Senzo Mkhunu in that fashion, the way the questioning that he was doing, I said to myself, is it all about money? Because I believe people like Ngugai Tobi would have said to Senzo Mkhunu, no, I don't take a job, look for somebody else. You can decline. But because of money, he does it. When I look at Ngugai Tobi defending human rights, they're fighting for land and everything else that he's been doing over the years, I will look at him, but thinking about what he said about Senzo Mkhunu and all. No, for me, no, man. No, it's not right. Ngugai Tobi, I have lost respect for you, Bob.
Yeah, you'll gain it back. He'll do something amazing and he'll wow you soon. Everybody has a right to a defense before the law. And you, as much as you may not like Senzo Mkhunu, and you may think he is not telling the truth, he deserves a defense and he deserves the best that money can buy. I don't think that means you you should see his representative as any less just because you think particular things about the minister. That process is not yet concluded, but everybody deserves the best lawyers they can find. I'll take Advocate Ngugaitobi anytime if I ever needed to. I hope I never do.
702.
The Big Interview
With Bongani Bingwa.
All right, 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's talk now about this brazen murder of Marius van der Merwe, Witness D at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and its igniting calls for stronger witness protection safeguards. He is a guy who fought illegal mining, exposed corruption, even implicated himself, I suppose, at the commission. He was shot outside his home in front of his wife and 2 children on Friday night. He'd already survived an attempt at Plastic City. And the Justice Minister now, Mamloko Kubai, joins us now. She, of course, has condemned the killing, vowing to review protection protocols for witnesses and whistleblower. The Justice and Constitutional Development Minister. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Bongani, and good morning to your listeners.
I suppose let me firstly get a response to the murder of Marius van der Merwe, and what I imagine it must now imply about other Madlanga Commission witnesses.
Look, as we say, it just sends a chilling, a reaction. You just wonder how we get people so present in our country. And I must say, Bongani, one of the issues that we had identified, especially at the JCPS cluster level, was for us to have to work broadly in society and deal with issues of organized crime. I currently chair, as Minister of Justice, CARA funding, which is also what we are able to allocate to various department law enforcement agencies to fight organized crime. And that has been released now for the police to actually capacitate and help them fight organized crime. And we're hoping in the coming months we'll start seeing some green shoots in this area, being able to really send a message that our country can be taken for granted like this. So this killing of Mr. van der Merwe, it's sad because definitely it sends a message to witnesses that we can get to you. We would not be brazen about it. And as much as they are saying it's not directly linked to the commission, or there has not been positive link, but the fact that he testified does send some message. So what we have done was to request the commission to say interact with everybody that has been protected, that is not protected, to make sure that they are okay. Those who have testified, to those who are still to testify, especially the witnesses with critical information, so that we do not compromise the work that needs to be done. And that, understand, has been done. You would have heard Net Join from an operational point of view, bringing everybody to say this is what we need to do. Just to explain to the listeners, Bongani, when commissions and inquiries starts, as the department, we request for a security assessment for the commission or inquiry to be classified. So even with the Madlanga and all others have been done, we classified and then we were given to say, put the security mechanisms in the following manner. Number 2, with Madlanga Commission, because all of us were to be subject of investigation. And if anything appeared about us, we needed not to have been involved in a number of things. So what we did was to give the Madlanga Commission the powers and the support so that they can run the process themselves in terms of the security and in terms of the protection of the witnesses, so that neither of us, especially with the Department of Justice, we are not entangled in the process where we could compromise the process of the protection. So what we do is to interact with them, find out where do you need support from us, how do we engage with you, and then review. Where we see gaps, we also go back to them to say, please, let's review the areas. And that's why I could go back and talk to Advocate Kumar and say, can we review how the work has been done, reach out to everybody, and ensure that the work of the commission is not compromised.
Minister, van der Merwe joins a long list. Mpho Mafole, Bo van Niekerk, Simnikiwe Mapini, Sarel May, Luzuko Ntlabezo, Tracy Brown, Andrew Simkot, Papita Diokoran, Thomas Murray and his father, Kluter, Charles Kinnear. I could go on and on and on. Why is this list growing?
Let me tell you, there's 2 things, and it's unfortunate. The list is growing. We need to stop the list growing. But there are 2 things that we've got to look at, Bongani. One is that we've got what we call whistleblower. Whistleblower is a person that has not testified anywhere, but let's say an official in a department is processing invoice, sees something wrong, and then raises a flag maybe to the executive authority or to the senior manager, and then that person becomes vulnerable. And those, most of the time, are worse exposed because there isn't any law enforcement agency around them at that time. There isn't a person that investigates, because even if they raise a flag at that time, there is still, for example, it will be internal investigators. So what we are doing, that's why Saturday I announced a protected disclosure bill that we have finalized as the department, that we are introducing in the system. What it will do, it requires either from national, province, local, to say when you have a matter like this coming up to you, you have within particular time frame to respond. Number two, you've got to take care of the person and ensure the safety of the person that is actually coming through. But also, what it will do is that if we do not respond, let's say it's a minister that receives this protected disclosure about corruption happening in the department, doesn't exist, they are able to escalate because we will appoint a judge. The bill requires to appoint a judge as an oversight of this mechanism. So it will be a team that works with the judge to support the judge. But also it actually does punitive measures to those who do not act when they are given information. We do believe that it will go a long way because currently, if you talk about your Babita, you talk about the internal investigator in the city of Ekurhuleni, those would not have been working at that time as they were doing that work with a law enforcement agency. So it's the gap that exists that we are trying to close.
Minister, let's clear up some confusion around Marius van der Merwe. Was he offered witness protection? Because as I understand it, his wife told the city press he wasn't.
Yes, the commission says he was offered. That's what I was given as a report. He was offered, and the commission says he declined.
The difficulty is he obviously testified at a remote location. That's why until he was killed, we all refer to him as Witness D. Is it fair to assume that, firstly, he being a security expert himself, even if that protection was offered, he might not have felt it was adequate?
But he could have given feedback. I don't have the details and I don't want to speculate, Bongani. And I think all of us should speak. The issue here, and I can tell you, I don't think the security is less adequate. Let me just tell you the work that we do. SIU currently works with investigators, works with whistleblowers, been able to protect. We've never had even a single incident that relates to SIU. We do it in partnership. We've got witness protection under NPA. The last incident that we've seen in the country in the work that we are doing is 2018. After that, the revamp and the reworking and strengthening of those witness protection services has produced the results that we do not have people being killed as we speak. So I'm saying, while I acknowledge, Bongani, that there might have been, and I don't want to speak on behalf of the commission on this area because I was not really involved. My issue was to ask the commission, when you were doing with all this witness A, B, C, D, did you offer them protection? And what are they protected? What have you put in place? And specifically, I asked about witness D, and I was given that feedback.
All right. Minister, I want to challenge some of what you're saying about the protection of whistleblowers. You may know one Mr. T who has done a lot of work exposing corruption in the Home Affairs Department. He's formerly an official there who has since retired. He's had a number of attempts on his life. I interviewed him last month. As we speak, he's got 4 bullets lodged in his body. And I interviewed him about being a witness and being a whistleblower and whether or not he was receiving protection. And his assertion is that once the evidence has been given, a witness, a whistleblower, is on his own. Have a listen to what he says he feels as we speak about his own life. Have a listen to this little moment.
I'm not afraid to die, but to be killed is not a nice thing. I'm the only remaining parent. So that's what is not nice about it. But I know, as you do, that you and me are going to die someday.
But not like this.
Not like this. No one wants to be killed.
This was a man who told me, Minister, having exposed wrongdoing in the Department of Home Affairs, he's now on the run and he fears for his life. And he says he hasn't received the protection that he needed. What's your response?
Bongani, you are utilizing the word whistleblower and witness intertwined. Let me start again.
He was both.
Let me just say, we do not currently have mechanisms in place legally that supports whistleblowers. That's why this Protected Disclosure Act, to close that gap so that he can be able to be supported as a whistleblower and moved in. And that's why we are linking them. The intention is to link them with witness. Witness protection that currently happens in the country is that one that's where you have a case in court that you are able to protect. When you have an investigation, for example, if it's SIU that is working, we have put mechanisms with SIU that we are going to protect. So this is the gap exists. Hence, I keep on saying the importance of this bill that we have now, and that's why I appeal that one of the things I'm going to do is to write to Parliament next year to say we are requesting that this bill be fast-tracked because it will close the gap that currently exists.
All right. So I get the difference in that and that distinction. Thank you, Mr. So essentially, as we round up our interview, as things stand right now, if somebody's a whistleblower, there's no legal protection for them.
There isn't legal protection. What we do, we utilize the institution, and this is what I've been engaging law enforcement agencies. Once you come across that, take within your measures to be able to, but it's not yet legally within the protection of those people. And that's why we have to work together to do that. We currently have NGOs that are doing some work. I've reached out to some of them to say, can we work and partner while this bill is coming through so that we do not continue to see many people dying because we do not have that legal framework.
All right, appreciate that clarity. The Justice and Constitutional Development Minister, Minister Mamuluku Kubai. So without that protection, would you be a whistleblower?
EWN Traffic.
This EWN Traffic brought to you by South African Airways. SAA now operates 2 flights a day to Gaborone with morning and afternoon departures. Book now at flysaa.com. Amo?
Bongani, in Klorkop, we still have got that accident. It's right along Allendale Road. It's causing heavy traffic volumes heading towards Kempton Park. Please be on the lookout there and try to avoid. I'll have more details coming up shortly. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Check in, take your seat, stretch out, sip something special, and feel the holiday mood kick in long before you land. South African Airways, every moment on board is designed to ease you into that holiday feeling. This summer, you can fly to Gaborone from 2,694 rand. That's 2,694 rand. All-inclusive return with an allowance of 3 checked bags. You can take everything you need for the perfect escape. This offer is valid for sale until the 31st of March 2026. Book now at flysaa.com.
EWN Business.
A win for a South African firm in the DRC, Mutewa.
Yeah, South African private equity firm Yellowstone will invest $600 million or 10 billion rand in debt and equity on a dry port in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yellowstone will use Standard Bank and Nedbank to raise some of the funds. The project includes the building of warehouses, container zones, fuel storage and parking for 1,800 trucks. The hub is expected to reduce truck wait times from 6 days to 4 hours.
Where's the rand?
Rand at this hour still good against the dollar at 16 Rand 93 against the US currency, 19 Rand 73 against the euro, and at 22 Rand 57 cents against the British pound. Price of gold, $4,208 an ounce, while platinum is up more than 1% at $1,656. Brent crude at $63.72 a barrel. Or business after 8.
Straight to the news desk. This one brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 451442 now and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. Sviso.
7 people have died in a crash in Mpumalanga on the N12. It's understood 2 cars collided in the early hours of this morning between Ochis and Emalahleni. The Road Traffic Management Corporation spokesperson Simon Zwane.
2 vehicles collided in a T-bone fashion and resulted in the death of 7 people who were traveling in both vehicles. RTMC investigators have been sent out to the scene to try and determine the exact cause of the accident.
Staying on the roads, the Border Management Authority says strict measures will be in place to prevent cross-border crimes as authorities increase security for the festive season. This includes ensuring all the paperwork is in place for single parents travelling with children. Parents will be expected to produce an affidavit, a death certificate or court order authorising travel with a child. Jabuli Limbata reports.
BMA Commissioner Michael Masiapato says these measures come in light of the scourge of human trafficking. He says in the second quarter of this year, the BMA intercepted 13 children across various ports of entry, 5 of which were unaccompanied. The Department of Social Development has been roped in to assist. Masiapato says children under alternative care must produce authorization letters from the Social Development Department before leaving South Africa.
In cases where both parents are deceased, the child is traveling with a relative or another adult, approval from the Director General of the Department of Home Affairs must be obtained.
He says those traveling with children who are not their biological children must also provide the child's unabridged birth certificate and consent forms of travel from the parents. Jabuli Limbata, Eyewitness News.
The ANC says it's working around the clock to pay outstanding salaries as unpaid staff threaten to disrupt the party's National General Council. The NGC is set to kick off today, where the ANC will meet to review the state of the party. But preparations have exposed the party's persistent financial troubles as the ANC buckles under the weight of its wage bill and the costs of the massive event. It's not the first time that the ANC has faced threats of a boycott over salaries. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula says the party has resorted to fundraising to help settle the staff bill.
The component member of staff that is not paid, it is management, starting with me, Secretary General. All our staff below have been attended to in terms of salaries.
While Mbalula admits the NGC is a costly exercise, he says everyone is pulling their weight to ensure a successful meeting.
And given the party that we are, big as we are, we keep facing this particular challenge. And it is a challenge that the National Executive Committee have resolved that we need to sit down after the General Council and resolve this matter once and for all.
And Nigeria's military has intervened in neighboring Benin after a group of soldiers announced a coup attempt on state television. Benin's president has reassured citizens of the West African nation that the situation is now totally under control. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu ordered his Air Force fighter jets to enter Benin and take over the airspace to help dislodge the coup plotters. Tinubu says his troops had acted within the ambit of the ECOWAS Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance. A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng with showers expected. The temperatures are at lows of 14 and 15 degrees, peaking at highs between 26 and 28.
And in the traffic, we've got an accident in Parktown. It's on Jan Smuts Avenue. It happened right near Bumpers Road. It's causing delays coming out of Jellicoe Avenue, so please be on the lookout there. While traveling on the Mark 1 North, we've got queuing traffic between Boysons Road and Carr Street.
The top story this hour, 7 people have died in a crash in Mpumalanga on the N12.
Need some extra cash for all the presents on your gift list? Well, OutSurance could have some awesome savings or cash for you. Get a quote today, and if OutSurance can't beat your car insurance premium, ask for 500 Rand cash. Make that 1,500 Rand cash if you've been claim-free with the same insurer for 3 years. Get festive savings or cash. SMS out to 45142. So that's out to 45142. OutSurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
You're with Bongani Bingwa.
7:02 weekday mornings, 6 to 9 a.m.
Naked people run faster because naked people spend less time on insurance admin and more time working on their personal bests. Go to naked.insure now. Get a car insurance quote in 90 seconds and get naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP.
Need some extra cash for all the presents on your gift list? Well, OutSurance has awesome savings or cash. Get a quote today, and if OUTsurance can't beat your car insurance premium, they'll give you 500 Rand cash. Make it 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free with the same insurer for 3 years. OUTsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Morning, 702 lenders, bungles, and team. What a great interview. Respect, really, to the minister for mentioning that they do not have the proper structures or mechanism for whistleblowers. And in that case, I do not see a lot of whistleblowers coming forward because it's very risky to do it when no one is actually protecting you while you're trying, to be a good citizen by reporting the corruptors out there. So in that instance, a lot of people will just watch and look or maybe join, whatever. Yeah, we are in real trouble in this case. Thank you for a great show, guys. Shadi, Kempton Park.
Thank you, Bongani, for bringing the minister onto your show. Really do appreciate that there is now some legal framework on the table to protect whistleblowers, but it is a little bit too late. My take is that whistleblowers in this country are going to be martyrs for a just cause to end corruption. If you're going to be a whistleblower, it seems that your fate is already sealed. And knowing that your fate is already sealed, my only request is that clearly a whistleblower must make their disclosure at least worth the front page, right? Or must make their death at least worthy of a front page. Fight from the grave, collect the evidence, do what you need to do to ensure that your death is not in vain. That's all whistleblowers in this country have.
Good morning, Bongani. Steve here. Yeah, the issue of publicizing witnesses, whether they're not called by name, is in itself not a good thing, because those people that are implicated by those witnesses will be known, because the fact that the witness is bringing will show who those people are, and they will be known, and they can be attacked. My take on this is such witnesses, if their identity must not be revealed, it means they must also testify in camera instead of testifying publicly, so that it is not known and those people implicated cannot identify them. Thank you.
I wonder if that isn't a naive point of view, because for the people involved, yes, for us as a public, we get to be interested in these matters once they're unveiled in the public, either because, a matter is that important that it is being broadcast or is being covered by the media, or for those people who actually even go to court appearances and see who's charged with what. But we always assume that's when the story comes out. For the people involved in criminality, they're always looking over their shoulder because they know somebody may be looking. So by the time a matter comes to court and there's a witness, I think they have a reasonable idea of who it may be that could turn against them. I don't think they get surprised all that often because so-and-so, is it so-and-so who's the witness against me? I think they have a reasonable expectation of who it might be. And as far as whistleblowers, because the minister drawing the distinction there for us, the whistleblower is somebody who goes and exposes wrongdoing, say at a department or a company even, a private company it could be. You know about wrongdoing and you go and say, I know of such and such and such that's going on. Now the people involved may go after you, and the minister says right now there's no protection for you. Does that then seal your fate? Would you look your kid, your daughter, your son in the eye and say, I hate corruption so much, my child. I'm willing to miss your childhood. I'm willing to miss your growing up. I'm willing to miss, your graduation, your first job, your wedding. Would you seal your fate as a whistleblower? If they can barely protect the witnesses, what's the point? How often do whistleblowers not only lose their careers, their livelihoods, their homes? Now we're told, as things stand, they will lose their lives too. Would you do it?
702.
What's the question?
What's the question is brought to you by Outsurance. It's your chance to win up to 3,000 Rand in cash. So first 1,000 Rand for the answer, and then later 2,000 Rand if you can give us the question. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask Outsurance for 500 Rand. Rulani has today's answer. Rulani, what's today's answer, please?
Alexander O'Neill.
Ooh, Alexander O'Neill. That's a very good, very sharp, Rulani. We only mentioned that in the first hour. All right, 1,000 Rand is coming to you, my friend, all thanks to Outsurance and 702. Hey, well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rulani says the answer is Alexander O'Neill. What's the question? Call us if you know on 011 883 0702.
EWN Sport.
Cindy Paluta, so we put it on our work bucket list. Maybe not so much life. Work bucket list. We're going to go to the Rugby Sevens in Cape Town at some point, hey?
Okay. Why not? It'll be fun. We'll have fun.
From our lips to the ears of the rugby gods, hey?
Well, you can just you can make it happen if anything in life. You have to be the person to book the tickets and book the flights, and then it's yours.
I'm just manifesting.
Right?
Just manifesting.
Right.
I'm manifesting.
So the Box Sevens defended their Cape Town Sevens title yesterday, fighting from 14-7 down at halftime to beat Argentina 21-19. Coach Phil Snyman on what he said at halftime.
I told them we need to get ball position, we need to keep ball in hand. We were playing in the wrong parts of the field. We want to spread them out wide. We were punching in the middle the whole time, so that's where they forced us on turnovers. And the moment we got that right, kept our ball, sent the ball to the edges, that's when we hurt them. So I knew with our conditioning team, we're probably one of the fittest teams on the circuit. So I knew if we're going to be in it in the last minute, we definitely have a go at it.
In the 15-man format, the Champions Cup, the Sharks were thrashed 56-19 by Toulouse yesterday. Bulls also lost on Saturday, but the Stormers won. Lando Norris has won the 2025 Formula One Drivers' Championship. A third place in Abu Dhabi behind Verstappen and Piastri was enough to fulfill his childhood dream. He finished 2 points ahead of Max.
So I've achieved my dream, that little boy's dream. Yeah, me as a 6-year-old, like seeing it on TV, thinking, wow, I want to do that. And now I'm here and achieving it. This is crazy. But boy, a hell of a journey. Many years with McLaren, ups, downs. But this year I managed to say thank you for all of it in one big go with the constructors and with the drivers, so.
In the Premier League, Mo Salah's time at Liverpool looks to be coming to an end after being benched for a third game in a row, and Liverpool were held by Leeds 3-3 on Saturday. He spoke candidly to journalists after the match about a breakdown relationship with manager Arne Slot.
The club promised me in the summer for a lot of promises and nothing. So far, I'm in the bench 3 games, so I can say that they keep the promise. And I said that many times before. I had a good relationship with the manager, and out of the sudden, we don't have any relationship. I don't know why. Seems to me, how I see it, it's someone doesn't want me in the club.
On the field, Crystal Palace 2-1 win over Fulham has them up to 4th on the table, while West Ham drew with Brighton 1-1 tonight. United plays Wolves. The Betway Premiership now takes a 6-week break for AFCON. Kaizer Chiefs finished goalless yesterday with TS Galaxy to stay 4th on the table, 4 points behind the leaders and Carling Knockout Cup winners, Orlando Pirates. In cricket, Proteas women 2-0 up in the 3-match series after beating Ireland by 65 runs. Faye Tunicliffe smashing 51 from 42. And in golf, Christopher Rayton winning the Nedbank Golf Challenge, finishing 17 under, 1 ahead of Jaden Shaper and Dan Bradbury. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
Business Outsurance are experts in business insurance for general practitioners, dentists, surgeons, and other medical specialists. Kuveni.
It's so nice to know the business risk is taken care of by Business Outsurance. The call center was just a dream to deal with. Very seamless, easy experience, and it just feels like the people we're talking to on the other line understand our needs.
Switch to Business Outsurance and you could get a massive 20% discount on your business insurance premium. Visit outsurance.co.za. Switch and save today. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
Stop. Turn off the noise. Put down the phone. Have dinner with your family. Sit on the couch with your mum. Belly flop into bed for a power nap. Make your house home again with the furniture you'll love at prices you'll love even more. Celebrate style and celebrate savings at Decophone Furniture with incredible discounts every day till end January. In store or at decofurnsa.co.za.
The holidays are coming in hot. So is the urge to change it up and do big things. Whether your festive plans include buying, selling, or trading in your car, We Buy Cars will make it quick and easy. Because just by filling in a form, you can find out what your car is worth and get a jolly good offer in no time. If you love the offer, they'll come straight to you for a free vehicle evaluation anywhere in the country. Or swing by one of We Buy Cars over 100 locations countrywide, whatever works for you. Now, the best part is you get paid instantly, no waiting, just cash in your account right away. Thinking of treating yourself to a new ride? Well, from bakkies and hatchbacks to trucks and even boats, We Buy Cars has it all. Browse thousands of budget-friendly vehicles online or in store. With their affordable finance solutions, getting behind the wheel of your wish list ride is simpler than ever. We Buy Cars, the easiest way to buy or sell by far.
702.
What's the question?
For 2,000 Rand in cash, all thanks to Outsurance. Please tell me what's the question. If the answer is Alexander O'Neill. Let's go to the lines. Let's go to Vuselelo in Kempton Park. Vuselelo, what's the question?
Morning, Bongani. The question is, what is the name of the late 1980s singer, R&B singer, whose apartment was gutted by fire recently after he had been released from ICU in hospital?
Yeah, it's an extraordinary story, hey? The oxygen tank, essentially, is what caused the fire. I don't know if it was mishandled or it was faulty. He's lucky to be alive, he and his wife, but their apartment and all its contents completely gutted by fire. But a staple on weekend music here at 702. You can hear him, no doubt, every Sunday from Pushaza. Hey? Vuselelo, you walk away with 2,000 Rand in cash, all thanks to Outsurance and 702. KG, impress us.
Spend 10 minutes trying to fix the office printer, or get a 10-minute quote from Outsurance that could save you thousands on your car insurance. SMS out to 45142. Like 65-year-old Helena, who now pays an incredibly low 398 Rand a month for her 2025 Hyundai Exter. With Outsurance, you get the legendary Out Bonus that pays you a percentage of your premiums back if you're claim-free. SMS out to 45142. After switching, 48-year-old Felicity now pays only 836 Rand a month for her 2020 Hyundai Tucson. Outsurance will either save you money on your car insurance or give you cash. If Outsurance can't beat what you're currently paying, ask them for 500 Rand. Make that 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free and with the same insurer for 3 years. Savings or cash, you have nothing to lose. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
FlySafair is flying into summer, and so should you, with 175 daily flights to 15 sun-soaked destinations. Early bird, midday meanderer, or night owl. Whatever your travel style is, with more flights, more often, to more places, you can start your holiday whenever it suits you. From seaside chills to mountain thrills, it's time to pick your favorite holiday hotspot and go. Book now at flysafair.co.za. FlySafair, for the love of flying. T's and C's apply.
Selling your car to We Buy Cars is easier than, well, most things, actually. Ready for an offer? Complete the form on webuycars.co.za and you're already halfway there. The quickest, easiest way to sell, by far. On the hunt for your next ride and your next adventure, We Buy Cars makes it simple to find your match among 12,000 vehicles or more. Buying or selling, visit We Buy Cars.
The beeping machines, the hospital smells, the moments of fear. And all that remains is what matters most.
Dad's home!
Because recovery isn't about the procedure or the paperwork. It's about getting back to the people and places that matter to you. Bonitas, medical aid for South Africa. Voted #1 medical aid in the Ask Africa Orange Index Awards for the 2nd year running. Visit bonitas.co.za and find your plan.
Your uncle says buy the other brand. He also still uses a Hotmail address. You do you. You do Mini. The Mini Countryman. Available from 9,899 Rand per month with Mini Select Finance. Visit mini.co.za to book your test drive. Select offer only available from Mini Financial Services, a division of BMW Financial Services South Africa Pty Limited, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider. Offer exclusively applies to the Mini Countryman. Initiation and service fee apply. Offer linked to the current prime rate, calculated on a 10% deposit, 48 monthly installments, final GFV payment, and 80,000 kilometer contract limit. Changes to the deal and optional extras will impact finance offer. Offer valid until 31 December. Subject to stock availability. T's and C's apply.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
A very wet November, if I may say. I presume that's one of the reasons farmers are so confident.
Stephen, rain brings grain. Grain farmers, oilseed farmers, fruit, as well as the vegetable ones, they've had a good season. And I'm talking now about the 2024-25 production season. But even now, looking ahead, it looks like things will be good for us.
Owandile Seklobo, the chief economist at the Agricultural Business Chamber.
The Money Show
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show, Stephen Curtis, is brought to you by ABSA CIB. Invested in your story because your story matters. ABSA is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
This month, Freedom Park Heritage Site in Pretoria proudly launches a Gallery of Leaders, an exhibition celebrating the lives of South Africa's most iconic figures, from Nelson Mandela to Steve Biko and many more. Visitors can explore stories of courage, sacrifice, and vision. The gallery honors freedom, justice, and equality. Come and experience the Gallery of Leaders. For more information, visit www.freedompark.co.za.
702.
702. What's gone viral?
With Kabazela.
Kabazela?
Bongani Bingwa.
Turn off that light. Turn off that light. Turn off that light. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bele. Good to have you back. So this is an interesting one, and it seems to be an international thing, right?
I'm that
parent. So I'm sure you and many are. So driving in the car at night, and the little bundles of joy are in the back, and they turn on the car lights. You know, sometimes some different cars have the lights in the middle, at the back, or on the sides, and you can turn on an internal light. And as soon as you turn that on, the parents would go bonkers. Turn that light off, turn it off, turn it off. And, you know, if you want to look at maybe the scientific reason it could be, is because if you put the light on at night in the car, it affects your vision, and then you can't really see nicely whilst you're driving. But parents don't seem to explain that to the children. So this woman posted this video online, and she said, making sure I pass down this unnecessary fear to the next generation. So let's listen to her and the child sitting in the back who turned on the light.
Turn that light off.
I just wanted to see something.
You can't have that light on when we're driving.
Why? Is it illegal?
Something like that.
So now that child,
she gave mom a way out. right?
Yes.
It's illegal. Don't press buttons. If you don't know what it does, don't touch.
Don't touch.
Don't turn on the
touch.
light,
So,
especially if I'm driving.
yes. So that when that child is now a parent, it will do the same thing, right? So I wanted to ask the question this morning to our 702 family. What is that unnecessary fear that your parents passed down to you, okay? And now maybe you have your own family as well. Have you passed down the same thing to your children, or have you thought,
No, they just laugh
I'm
at
not
me.
going to.
They just laugh at me. My fear of lightning.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed. All the mirrors, all the TVs had to be covered. We weren't allowed to even sit on the same couch in case the lightning struck that couch and then we'd all die. So I have this morbid, but absolutely morbid fear of lightning.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to tell you I haven't passed it on to my kids because they just laugh at me. In fact, sometimes my daughter will go, "Oh, Dad, come, do you want a hug? Are you scared? There's lightning outside." Let us know via voice note 072-702-1702. What is that unnecessary fear your parents passed down to you, and have you paid it forward?
702 Feedback
with Rupfiwa Kone.
Rupfiwa Kone, what is that unnecessary fear?
No sleepovers because other people eat people.
Huh?
Bajabana. So no sleepovers.
You get eaten
at other people's
and you
houses,
tell your kids that they
other
will also
people
get eaten.
Yes.
Oh,
so we
my
don't do
word.
sleepovers in people's houses, people we don't know, people who are not part of the family.
Because they'll get eaten.
Mhm.
Wow.
They
Okay.
eat your fingers and things.
I don't know if it's a fear, but also punctuality. My mother is obsessive about being on time. So I have this fear of being late. All right. What other feedback do you have? No
Well-
doubt people weighing in on the whistleblower witness protection issue.
Of course, Bongani, and the listeners are saying South Africa's whistleblower protection system is still failing our people. As a result, they are all dying. The murder of Marius van der Merwe highlights a slow risk assessment, weak coordination, and outdated laws that leave whistleblowers completely exposed. And they say until the state offers real proactive protection, we still remain unsecured.
You're a fan of Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
It's not Marius, eh? It's not Marius. Mariah. All right, more of your feedback, more of your responses to my conversation with the minister and Yusuf Abramji, of course, before that. And the ANC's NGC getting on the way today. Can this party still renew and save itself? Your thoughts?
This is EWN.
The public is urged to stop spreading false information about the death of a Madlanga Commission witness, and the ANC says it will not be discussing succession at its General Council. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. The murder of a witness who testified at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry has once again thrust the spotlight on whistleblower safety. Marius van der Merwe, known as Witness D, was shot outside his home in Brakpan on Friday. And during his testimony more than 3 weeks ago, he blew the whistle on the 2022 murder of a robbery suspect on the East Rand and an alleged cover-up involving suspended Ekurhuleni top cop Julius Mkhwanazi. The National Joint Operational and Intelligence Structure of the police has since agreed to enhance the Madlanga Commission Securities operational plan to address safety concerns. Khomoso Modise reports.
The police and the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry have cautioned the public against speculating around the murder of Marius van der Merwe, who testified as Witness D at the Commission. His death is believed to be linked to his testimony, with Justice Minister Mamoloko Kubai calling for a review of the rules around broadcasting certain testimonies. Last night, advocacy group Defend Our Democracy and the Ahmed Kathrada Foundation held a vigil outside Van der Merwe's home. Defend Our Democracy's Naledi Gwadi.
Corruption kills. We've been seeing this pattern of people dying, and they're dying because they chose to come forward about things that were happening, things that relate to how our state funds are used.
Meanwhile, civil society groups, political parties and trade unions have condemned Van der Merwe's killing, calling for tighter security for witnesses who appear at the Madlanga Commission. Khomoso Modise, Eyewitness News.
The ANC's National General Council is set to kick off today amid talks of succession battles within the organisation. This will be the party's fifth NGC since its inception. The NGC is not an elective conference, but it is used as a midterm progress report on the state of the party. Tabiso Goba takes a look.
ANC National General Councils have usually been used as a barometer for factions to test their popularity ahead of elective conferences. It is no surprise ahead of today's NGC that there has been talks over who will succeed the party's current president, Cyril Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa's second term as ANC president comes to an end in 2027, and there are already some within the organization eyeing his seats. One of those is the party's Secretary General Fikile Mbalula, who dismissed any succession talk at a State of Readiness media briefing yesterday.
This General Council is not going to discuss succession. That discussion belongs to the branches at that stage relevant to it, which will be in 2027. This General Council is about preparing the ANC to win elections, among others.
On the agenda for the three-day NGC is the political overview of the ANC, policy implementation and governance matters. Tabiso Goba, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa has called on the party's alliance partners to close ranks amid concerns of a rift with the SACP and COSATU that's widening. Differences over policy between the two parties is at the center of tensions, with the formation of the GNU further pushing the SACP to the sidelines. But speaking at a rally celebrating COSATU's 40th anniversary in Soweto, Ramaphosa continued to preach unity. Naukayam Dambo reports.
ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa says the differences with the SACP are not cause for a divorce.
We have important differences about the best way to pursue the NDR, but these are not insurmountable differences. They can be overcome.
COSATU has for some time been caught between the ANC and SACP, who are now expected to go head-to-head at the upcoming local government elections. While the Labour Federation is yet to decide which of the parties it will endorse at the polls, Ramaphosa made this appeal.
Let us all together work for an overwhelming victory in the forthcoming local government elections.
Earlier this year, the ANC, SACP and COSATU confirmed plans to speed up the long-awaited reconfiguration of the alliance. Nogukanyam Dambo, Eyewitness News.
And 5 people arrested for allegedly luring South Africans to Russia to fight in the Ukraine war are expected to return to the Campton Park Magistrates Court for bail proceedings. The group was arrested at OR Tambo International Airport nearly 2 weeks ago before they were due to board a flight to Moscow. 2 of the accused, SABC radio presenter Nonkululeko Mantula and Xolani Ntuli, are expected or are accused of recruiting 3 men aged between 21 and 24 to join the Russian forces. Alfara Mushwana reports.
The 5 South Africans accused of attempting to unlawfully participate in the Russia-Ukraine war are charged with contravening the Foreign Military Assistance Act. They made their first appearance in the Campton Park Magistrates Court last week, but the matter was postponed to today for bail proceedings. State Prosecutor Peter Erasmus says the NPA remains unsure whether to oppose the group's release on bail.
There is a good possibility that the state will, after certain preliminary investigations regarding the granting of bail, that the state will not object to the granting of bail.
Radio presenter and broadcaster Nonkululeko Mantula is alleged to have played a central role in luring the 3 young men to Russia. Alfa Ramshwana, Eyewitness News.
Gold is trading at $4,209.96 an ounce. The rand is at 16.92 to the dollar, 22.58 to the pound, 19.73 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $63.76 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got a major accident scene with a pedestrian. It's along Winnie Mandela Drive right near Sandton Drive. It's causing heavy traffic volumes. Please be on the lookout there, especially if you're heading towards the Sandton CBD, and try to avoid the scene as much as you can. You can still use Rivonia Road as an alternative while traveling on the Mark 1 North bumper-to-bumper traffic between Boysons Road and Carr Street.
And in your sport, the Proteas women thrash Ireland by 65 runs to win the T20 series with 1 game to go. Blitzboks defended their Cape Town Sevens title, beating Argentina 21-19. Lando Norris is the new F1 Drivers' Champion, beating Max Verstappen by 2 points to the title. And Liverpool's Mo Salah says someone at the club doesn't like him. He feels he's been thrown under the bus.
A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng with scattered showers and thunder showers expected. The temperatures will peak at highs between 26 and 28 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour: the murder of a witness who testified at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry has once again thrust a spotlight on whistleblower safety.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
On 702.
Let's walk the talk.
8 minutes after 8 o'clock, you're listening to 702 Breakfast. My name indeed is Bongani Bingwa. One of the stories you've just heard there from Sfiso Zulu, the ANC's National General Council, kicks off today, and the talk of succession is already bubbling under. You remember, of course, President Cyril Ramaphosa, as president of the ANC, daring party members who are whispering about his possible removal to show their faces. He said, "Say it to my face." But that hasn't made it go away. And we're hearing all kinds of names now being thrown into that hat. Will Paul Mashatile really be the guy next in line? Could it be Fikile Mbalula? Do you think either of those, as the leading candidates for the ANC, could reverse that party's fortunes? Or could it be the current speaker, Thoko Didiza, whose name is increasingly being mentioned more and more and more? If you're a football lover, a proper football, you would have no doubt have witnessed an extraordinary scene on Friday, really. What else would you call it? At the 2026 World Cup draw, FIFA President Gianni Infantino presented the US President Donald Trump with a newly established FIFA Peace Prize. Nobody's ever won it before. We don't know why FIFA is giving peace prizes. We know, of course, he desperately wanted that Nobel Prize. He was so eager. They pointed him to where it was, and he quickly grabbed the medal and put it on himself. Have a listen.
Mr. President, this is your Peace Prize. There is also a beautiful medal for you that you can wear everywhere you want to go. Right now. Okay. And you will receive also a certificate, and I would read it out with your permission. What are the reasons for you receiving this FIFA Peace Prize? Football unites the world. So the FIFA Peace Prize is presented annually on behalf of the billions of football-loving people from around the world to a distinguished individual who exemplifies an unwavering commitment to advancing peace and unity throughout the world through their notable leadership and action. And therefore, FIFA, the Fédération Internationale de Football Association, awards the 2025 FIFA Peace Prize, Football Unites the World, to Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, in recognition of his exceptional and extraordinary actions to promote peace and unity around the world.
All we needed was Donald Trump to thank the Fifian people. Come on. Yeah, ne? What is that irrational fear your parents made you have, and have you passed it on to your kids? I've spoken about my fear for lightning. That's my mother through and through. My fear for being late. That's again my mother through and through. I haven't passed either of those. The fear of a mess. None of those have stuck with my children.
You are so spicy. I hope they're listening.
No. Abo, what's that fear? That irrational fear?
Mhm.
Unnecessary, perhaps, is a
Yeah.
better word. That your parents passed on to you.
No, it's not my mom. My mom didn't pass the fear of rats to me. It's just it happened to me. I'm just afraid of rats or mice.
Of rats.
Yeah.
Ah.
And yeah, no matter how small, listen, I'm afraid, but I haven't been able to pass it. They just laugh at me. I'm a joke to them.
What, Mateo? Any fear that your parents passed on to you?
Clipping your nails at night. I still don't do that.
What happens if you clip your nails at night?
Yay.
They would
I
say you would
don't
wake
want
up
to find
at the
out.
gates.
I don't want to find out. And,
No.
Yes, actually.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Clipping your nails
And
at
cutting
night.
your hair at night, yes.
No, I'm not sure about cutting your hair
Why?
at night, but your nails, you don't do that. You do not.
I also
you
grew up
don't.
in a time where you don't ask why.
Mm.
My wife also passed on the fear of bugs and whatever is a small little creature because Lerumo
To your children?
Yes.
Not to you?
No. I have no worries. I've been trying to explain you bigger than that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Wow. I remember a thing because, again, it was in the time where I suppose you could get your hair cut at home and not necessarily with clippers, but your hair was meant to be kept safe because there was a particular bird, I just forget what the bird was called, but if that bird got a hold of a piece or, clump of your hair,
yes,
it would take it somewhere and then you'd go mad. Do you remember that?
No.
I remember that, but not the bird part.
There was a bird that if that bird got a hold of your hair, a clump of your hair, boy oh boy, you'll go mad.
Morning, Bongani. Yeah, an unnecessary fear that was passed down from our parents to us is not to wear red when there's thunder, because apparently you can get struck by the thunder because the red is attracting the thunder. Thankfully, I haven't passed it down onto the kids. As like you said, they will just laugh at you and make fun of you. Thank you.
Good morning. So the fear that was passed down from my parents, definitely lightning. Till today, when it's raining and we have heavy thunder, I cover the mirrors, I switch off the television, and guess what? My daughter does the same. Like, mommy, there's thunder, should I switch off the TV? And I'm like, yes, please, ma'am, because lightning will strike it out. Thank you. Thanks for the great show. Prudence from Soweto.
Good morning, 702. My parents used to tell me that whenever it would rain, it meant that God was crying because I was naughty. So now I have a toddler who is 4, and she always asks me, why is it raining? And I'm like, it's raining because God is crying because you were a naughty girl and you don't listen. So whenever it rains, she's like, sorry, mommy, I have to pray, sorry.
Bongani. So, one fear that my mom instilled into me, and till this day, I'm afraid of it. Switching the stove on bare feet. Oh my God, I'm so afraid of doing that. Nothing has ever happened to me, but I'm so afraid of doing that. I'm so afraid.
What? Hey, guys, therapists are going to be in business for a long time, hey?
Yeah, that rain one is mean.
No, that is horrible.
So this entire December, your daughter has just been
crying.
Apologizing.
God has been crying.
Oh, man. And
hey, one
praying.
Lamudimo, hey? In December. What? No, man. Guys, the amount of money your kids are going to spend in therapy because of the things. Yeah. We were told to shut our mouths because your teeth could also attract lightning. Forum Lomo! Kabesile.
EWN traffic.
16 after 8, let's catch up with the roads. Amma, what are you seeing? There's issues in Kempton Park, you were saying.
Yes, Bongani, accident has been reported on the R21 South. That's right after Atlas Road, causing delays from Pomona Road. There's also queuing traffic on Atlas Road coming out of the R21 as well. So please be on the lookout there while traveling on the N12 as well as the R24 West. We still have got delays between Edenville Road and the Kilulis interchange. In the inner city areas, we've got a major accident scene reported just as you head towards the Sandton. A major accident scene with the pedestrian is right on Winnie Mandela Drive at Sandton Drive. It's causing heavy traffic volumes. Please try to avoid that one. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Spell the word whistleblower. Spell the word surrounding. Spell the word sophistry. those perhaps would be some of the easier options. South Africa's top young spellers are headed to Sun City for the National Spelling Bee Finals this Thursday. It's the last stop in a journey that started months ago. They've had knockouts, district eliminations, provincial battles, and now the sharpest junior and senior word warriors are ready for the national stage. We're joined now by Roger Dickinson, who is the CEO of the South African Spelling Bee. Roger, very good morning to you and welcome to 702 Breakfast. Tell us a little bit about... very good morning to you. Tell us a little bit about the South African Spelling Bee. What are its origins? How does it work?
So thanks for having us. I mean, the Spelling Bee started 2010, so we've been running for 15 years, and actually started from, I'm sure, a movie you watched, Aquila and the Bee, which my wife made me watch, and got the idea that, hey, why don't we try this? And partnered with a couple of people, including the Department of Education, and yeah, it's grown from there.
Well, tell us about who enters, and I mean, how tough is it?
So it is, well, that's a good question. So who enters? So we've got many roads. You know, we say many roads lead to Sun City, the finals. We've got local competitions happening with young people running them. For example, there's a young man in Limpopo called Kingsley Sebolai who runs Spelling Bees.
Are you there? Hello, Roger. We seem to have lost him. The line has just dropped there, as it sometimes does. I tell you what, let's quickly take an ad break. We'll come back because I want to hear more about the Spelling Bee.
702.
More than a radio station.
No, let's do some voice notes.
Hi, Bongani. How are you? It's Milton Baron here from Alexander. Look, Bongani, I'm trying to understand what Mrs. Cooper is saying, our minister. Surely, whistleblower and needs to be protected. Whistleblower needs to be protected. Remember, these are the people that are giving information to the police so that someone needs to be arrested. Because if you check a whistleblower, at the end of the day, you can be a witness. Please, I think they need not to differentiate between a whistleblower and a witness. I feel so confused. Milton Baron Alexander, thank you.
All right, Milton, a very easy distinction. A whistleblower is somebody who points out the wrongdoing, but their information hasn't yet been tested in a formal process. A witness is part of that formal testing, say in a court of law or in some formal legal proceeding. I think that's that clear distinction there. But at the moment, doesn't seem there's a whole lot of incentive for people to come forward as whistleblowers. But we have Roger Dickinson back on the line. I'm not sure what happened there. It just broke off. And as I pick it up, it dies again. Let's go to an ad break now. All right. There are gremlins in the system, it would appear. I don't think it's just the phone lines. Let's go to voice notes if all else fails.
We might as well accept, Bongani, that us, we are ruled by mafias in government. This has been said again and again and again and again. These guys in government, politicians are not clean. Even our heads of state, I can say. I'm very scared to say so. These guys are not clean, they're politicians. Protection situation, we heard from Kwanas, what he said. The houses are rented. People are renting their own houses for these things. So it's useless, case in Kakhis.
All right, let's try one more time. Three's a charm, hey?
Yes, how are you?
All right, okay, cool. We were talking about the road to the finals. You said there were many roads. And just give us a background in terms of the participants. You were telling us about somebody from Limpopo who's already running some kind of competition?
Yes, so we've got a number of young people running competitions. Kingsley Sebolai is the one I've mentioned. There's a young woman in the Eastern Cape, and so a number of young people running across competition, and we really see that as the future of the Spelling Bee. And and then we partner obviously with the Department of Education and a number of other partners.
I understand you've included sign language as one of the categories.
Yeah, not only sign language, all the South African official languages. So we don't just want a English spelling bee in Africa. I mean, we are a particular culture and a particular society. So sign language, all the other South African official languages are included. And we even include languages that are spoken in the country, but maybe not official languages.
That's absolutely fascinating. So you're now headed to the finals, and I would imagine that means it's too late to enter. But for any, I don't know, school or teachers or even would-be, participants in future versions, how do they find out about the spelling bee? Where do they go?
So they can go to our website. So it's, very simple, the South African spelling bee.co.za, or they can send us an email on info@southafricanspellingbee.co.za. But also we are a partner with the Department of Education, and so the department is running their spelling bees next year. And so if your school enters the department's spelling bee, then you could end up at Sun City next year.
What happens at Sun City?
So at Sun City, obviously, firstly, lots of fun. So we jump at the Valley of the Waves when we get there, and then we go into the competition. It's a tough competition. There's 5 rounds. We start with what we call a written competition. And you might be interested, Bongani, we're going to be testing languages outside of South Africa, so Italian and Shona, which are big language groups in the country. And then on the main day, which is Thursday, we go into speed rounds, we go into tough rounds, and then we go into the sign language round. You then get points for all the rounds, and then the top 3 juniors and the top 3 seniors go into the championship round to then crown the best speller in South Africa.
And what does the best speller in South Africa win?
So you win some money, quite a lot of money, which goes to a tertiary bursary that we will be putting up, as well as we've got some prizes from South Sea. And then the big prize actually is that the top 3 go to the African spelling bee, which so you basically become Team South Africa and you compete at the African spelling bee, which next year will be in March in Harare, Zimbabwe.
And how well do we do?
We've got a couple of champions. I mean, we've got one reigning junior champion, but it's tough there. I mean, we've got very tough competition out there, but we've generally done well as a team. We've come second a number of times. We've won it a few times, but yeah, it's a tough competition.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. And as CEO, Roger Dickinson, have you ever been flummoxed by some of the words the young ones can spell? Come now.
All the time. I just sit at the back and say, thank God I'm not up front.
All right, good luck to you. We'd love to meet whoever wins at Sun City, and maybe we'll have a conversation with them once the competition is done. Roger Dickinson there, the CEO of the South African Spelling Bee.
702. The World View
with Adam Gilchrist.
All right, news from elsewhere in the world. Spell me this, Adam Gilchrist. Indonesia's flood disaster, that death toll and the effects of the damage now continuing to rise.
Oh boy, yeah, we talked about this, but a week on, it's got even worse. The storm has gone, the cyclone has moved on, but the death toll in Indonesia is now over 900. 900 people have lost their lives, but also hundreds more people are still missing. So several days later, unaccounted for. 100,000 plus homes have been destroyed. In one of the hardest hit areas of Indonesia, some witnesses describe seeing an entire village swept away. And this is multiple stories. So multiple villages swept away by floodwater, fast-moving deluges, torrential rain, and then flooding have just absolutely brought some parts of Indonesia to a standstill. All this from a rare cyclone. It doesn't happen that often that it would certainly gather in this kind of power over the Malacca Strait. And it's not just Indonesia, by the way. There have been similar problems, not quite the same death toll, but nonetheless 2,000 dead in Sri Lanka, Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam, again, all from winter storms. So, as I say, with so many people missing in Indonesia, I'm afraid it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Tell me about Trump's Flag Day.
Okay, make of this what you will, but the 2 newest holidays in America are getting a bit of a downgrade. So that's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, celebrating civil rights and so forth, and Juneteenth which is celebrating the end of slavery in the United States. So on those 2 days, no more free entrance to America's national parks. And indeed, not only is there no more free entrance, but for tourists, for the likes of you and I, to visit a national park in America, the fee is going up double, in some cases triple. Instead, there will be free entrance to America's national parks on Flag Day, which is a different day in June and happens to be Donald Trump's birthday. And he already had a military parade on this particular day, excuse me, just earlier this year. So Flag Day is getting more of a big up, less about Martin Luther King and Juneteenth. Is this a bit, do you think, Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin? Just a little bit?
It's amazing what a FIFA peace prize can do to a guy, Adam. Finally, talk to me about how being multilingual is very helpful.
Yeah, terribly good news for the vast majority of South Africans, if not every South African. There are many theories about how you maintain cognitive thinking, slow down brain aging. There's not necessarily a cure for it, but you can slow stuff down. And there are all sorts of theories about crosswords and Sudoku and doing quizzes and so forth. But here we go. Researchers at the Global Brain Health Institute, good name, in Trinity College in Dublin, have conducted a load of research. They looked at 27 European countries and 86,000 people. And in some European countries, I'm thinking, for instance, Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, they're instantly multilingual. And they have found that the more languages you speak, at least speaking more than one language, absolutely helps slow down your brain age. You are less likely to suffer from Alzheimer's. Now, it's only a small difference, but they say it was a noticeable factor that to be multilingual meant that you were more likely to maintain your grey matter for longer in later life. Of course, this is great news for you guys, not such good news for us here in the UK. So I think it's back to école pour moi and some lessons françaises. Wish me bonne chance.
Listen, I can confidently claim 4 languages, a passing knowledge of 3 others. I wonder what explains my forgetfulness then, Adam. We'll leave it there for this morning's Worldview.
EWN Business.
All right, our final business update for the morning. China-US trade deal still slow, affected by trade tensions. Good morning again, Arabil. Sorry, that's Muteo.
Forgetful are we, yeah? China's US bond goods fell for an 8th straight month despite a recent trade deal between the two economies. Chinese goods to the US dropped by 29% because of a tit-for-tat trade standoff that we saw earlier this year. Now, overall, exports to other markets were more positive, surpassing market expectations in November as manufacturers loaded up shipments to alternative destinations. China's customs data showed this morning outbound shipments surged by 5.9% last year, and imports rose by 1.9% last month, missing expectations for a 3% rise.
And for all those monolinguists, that was a joke. I know the difference between Muteo and Arabile. This SA firm winning big on that dry port deal in the DRC, Muteo?
Yeah, South African private equity firm Yellowstone will invest $600 million or more than 10 billion rand in debt and equity on a dry port in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yellowstone will use Standard Bank and Nedbank to raise some of those funds. The project includes the building of warehouses, container zones, fuel storage, and parking for more than 1,800 trucks. It's in the area called Kasumbalesa that lies at the crossroads of several transport corridors connecting 7 African seaports, including Dar es Salaam, Beira, Durban, and Lobito. The hub is expected to reduce truck wait times from 6 days to 4 hours.
Where's the rand?
16.93 against the US dollar this morning, 19.74 against the euro, and at 22 rand 59 cents against the British pound. Price of gold at $4,217 an ounce, or platinum is up 1.5% at $1,660. And Brent crude still quite low this morning at $63.88 a barrel. That's your morning business. Stephen Grotes with more this afternoon.
All right, let's go straight to the news desk. Fisa Zulu, they took something he wasn't quite supposed to have in the first place, but They're the ones on trial. Make it make sense?
Well, Bongani, this is the Pala burglary trial against 3 people accused of stealing more than $500,000 from President Cyril Ramaphosa's farm. And their trial will resume this morning. Emmanuel David and siblings Floriana and Dilinasha Joseph will appear in the Modimolle Regional Court in Limpopo on charges of housebreaking, theft and money laundering. Oren Singh reports.
The Pala burglary trial will be heard over the course of the next 3 days in Modimolle, Limpopo. Judgment is expected to be handed down for the trial within a trial this morning. This relates to a statement that was provisionally withdrawn by a key witness who alleges that he was forced to sign a pre-prepared statement drawn up by police. Following this morning's judgment, other witnesses are expected to take the stand in the main trial against Emanuela David and siblings Floriana and Indilinasho Joseph. Floriana, who worked as a domestic worker at President Cyril Ramaphosa's game farm, and her brother Indilinasho remain out on bail, while David, the alleged mastermind, has been in custody since his November 2023 arrest. Oren Singh, Eyewitness News.
The ANC says it's working around the clock to pay outstanding salaries as unpaid staff threaten to disrupt the party's National General Council. The NGC is set to kick off today, where the ANC will meet to review the state of the organization. But preparations have exposed the party's persistent financial troubles as it buckles under the weight of its wage bill and the costs of the massive event. It's not the first time the ANC has faced threats of a boycott over salaries, and ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula says the party has resorted to fundraising to help settle the staff bill.
The component member of staff that is not paid, it is management, starting with me, Secretary General. All our staff below have been attended to in terms of salaries.
While Mbalula admits the NGC is a costly event, he says everyone is pulling their weight to ensure a successful meeting.
And given the party that we are, big as we are, we keep facing this particular challenge. And it is a challenge that the National Executive Committee have resolved that we need to sit down after the General Council and resolve this matter once and for all.
The Border Management Authority says it will use drones and body cams to increase security and surveillance as part of its operations during the festive season. Security efforts by the Border Authority will be bolstered by the National Joint Operational and Intelligence structures across all ports of entry. Commissioner Michael Masiapato says the authority has asked for help because of financial constraints.
They will be assisting us in the deployment of integrated suite of advanced surveillance, mobility, as well as protective technologies. As such, drones and body cams will be fully operational to improve our detection capability.
And Nigeria's military has intervened in neighboring Benin after a group of soldiers announced a coup attempt on state television. Benin's president has reassured citizens of the West African nation that the situation is now totally under control. Nigeria's president, Bola Tinubu, ordered his air force's fighter jets to enter Benin and take over the airspace to help dislodge the coup plotters. Tinubu says his troops had acted within the ambit of the ECOWAS protocol on democracy and good governance. A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng, with showers expected today. The temperatures will peak at highs between 26 and 28.
And in the traffic, we've got an accident on the N1 North in the Sunny Hill area. It happened near the Baku interchange, delays from Rivonia Road. There's also queuing traffic on the N3 South heading towards Alexandra. That's due to road works that are taking place right after the Baku interchange.
The top story this hour, the Pala burglary trial against 3 people accused of stealing money from President Cyril Ramaphosa's farm will resume this morning.
Naked people smell expensive. Because naked people spend less money on insurance premiums and more money on fancy French colognes with names they can't pronounce. With Naked, you can cover your car, home, and stuff in seconds. And because it's all online, it also costs less. Go to naked.insure now, get a car insurance quote in 90 seconds, and start smelling like naked people. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
Check in, take your seat, stretch out, sip something special, and feel the holiday mood kick in long before you land. At South African Airways, every moment on board is designed to ease you into that holiday feeling. So this summer, fly to Gaborone from 2,694 Rand, all-inclusive return, with an allowance of 3 checked bags. You can take everything you need for the perfect escape. This offer is valid for sale until 31 March 2026. Book at flysaa.com or contact your nearest travel agent. At South African Airways, your holiday starts when your flight does.
At Checkers, we do more so you get extra this Christmas. With festive savings like Coca-Cola Original Taste Less Sugar Soft Drink 2 litres, 3 for 65 Rand. And Easy Calf Boneless Gammon for 124.99 per kilo. Plus, stand a chance to win your share of 7 million Rand in prizes. Simply buy any 3 qualifying products and swipe your extra savings card to enter. Valid until Sunday at Checkers, Checkers Hyper or shop on 6060. T&Cs apply.
On 27 November 2025, Cell C listed on the JSE as one of the top 30 most valuable brands in the country, according to Kantar Brand Z 2024. This is a big change for the brand, its customers and investors alike. This week, 702 is in conversation with Cell C, and they will share the reason behind going public, how it will affect you as the customer, what value it brings to the investors, and more. Stay tuned to 702 in conversation with Cell C this Tuesday on The Money Show with Stephen Grootes between 6 and 8 p.m.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Good morning, Bongani and team. My mom passed down the fear of germs to me. To this day, you won't catch me in public busy touching things, and especially public toilets. We don't go in there. No, we don't. We hold it, or if we can't, we find a bush somewhere where we'd rather go than inside a public toilet.
Good morning, 702. Irrational fear that I think I'm going to pass down to my children, and I started already, is this thing about you can't go into the new year with a dirty house. Everything has to be super clean. You have to be super clean. Otherwise, if you are dirty or the house is dirty, that's the whole year is going to go like that. Karen from Johannesburg.
Bongani, the burst that you're talking about regarding the hair is the bat.
Hi, Bongani and team. My biggest fear is not to bath when there's lightning. Oh my goodness. I was told that I will die. The lightning will strike me dead in the water. And to such an extent that even today, we just don't do that in my house. If the weather starts changing, no one is bathing. If we're ever in the pool, the weather starts changing, we get out. No one is bathing, no one is in the water, no one is touching water when there's lightning. I don't know for a fact if, something will actually happen when you bath or when you touch water when there's lightning, but I don't want to find out either. Middleburg.
Yeah, look, don't be in the pool when there's lightning. That's obvious. As much as my mother was a neat freak, and that's where I might have learned to iron my dishcloths, Cindy Polluter. The one time you could get away with not washing the dishes was if there was a bit of a rumble. To this day, I could be in the shower if I hear you do not know how quickly I get out of there. We had a voice note earlier, which I think is the meanest thing I've heard all day. She tells her kids that every time it rains, God is crying because the kid's been naughty. Can you imagine? Have you seen how much rain we've had of late? I swear, as parents, we don't understand how much our kids are going to spend in therapy one day.
EWN Sport.
All right, let's talk about a winning Proteas team.
Yes,
Cindy
the women.
Polluter. Yes, the women.
They're 2-0 up in a T20 series with Ireland after winning the second T20 by 65 runs yesterday. Player of the match, Faye Tunnicliffe, smashing 51 from 42.
Really special. My goal has always been to contribute to the team. I just wanted to do that meaningfully, and I'm glad that Sune and I could put like a pretty good foundation out today. And then the middle order was insane. They came in and just whacked it all over. So yeah, happy with that. Made him 50. Hopefully a lot to come. But main thing, like I said, is to contribute.
The Blitzboks are Cape Town Sevens champions again, coming from 7 down to beat Argentina 21-19. EWN's Kieran Thompson was there.
The Springbok Sevens defended their Cape Town Sevens crown after winning 5 fixtures out of 5. It wasn't all plain sailing for South Africa, who needed to dig deep against Los Pumas, facing a 12-point deficit with just over 6 minutes to play, as Zane Davids explains.
We like to make stuff difficult for ourselves, and I think our boys grinded out, and I think we fought each other and fought with a jersey.
Tristan Lates missed the final due to concussion protocols, but believes the team can build on this success.
It's never been done here in Cape Town. First Blitzboks team win back-to-back in Cape Town. We're writing our names in the history books. Started something special, and we can only build from here.
Kieran Thompson, Eyewitness News Sport, DHL Stadium.
Lando Norris has won the 2025 Formula One Drivers' Championship, finishing just 2 points ahead of Max Verstappen after a third place in Abu Dhabi yesterday.
I don't know when it's really going to sink in. I mean, if you want the truth, I just went to the toilet. It's the first time I've just been a little bit alone, nice and peaceful and quiet. And I was like, oh, I did it. It is truly amazing to finally get to feel what it's like, to feel on top of the world.
In the Premier League, after Liverpool's draw to Leeds on Saturday, Mo Salah's opened up to reporters, saying 3 weeks on the bench and empty promises has got him wondering about his future at the Reds.
I'm very, very disappointed, to be fair. I have done so much for this club. Everybody can see that during the years, and especially last season. Sitting on the bench, I don't know why. Seems like a club is throwing me under the bus. That's how I feel it. I think it's very clear that someone wants me to get all the blame.
One game tonight. Wolves, still without a win this season, are hosting Man United. Last night, Crystal Palace moved up to fourth with a 2-1 win over Fulham, while West Ham drew with Brighton 1-1. The Betway Premiership's on a 6-week break now. Kaizer Chiefs missing the opportunity to move up after a goalless game with TS Galaxy yesterday. And in golf, Christopher Rayton winning the Nedbank Golf Challenge, finishing 17 under, one ahead of Jaden Shaper and Dan Bradbury. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
16 to 9, let's wrap up the morning's traffic. Amo?
Well, Bongani, in Sunning Hill, we've got an accident on the N1 North near the Baklu interchange. Delays coming out of Winnie Mandela Drive. There's also queuing traffic on the N3 South. This is due to the road works that are taking place right near Marlborough Drive, causing delays. There's also queuing traffic reported on the R21 South. An earlier accident is causing these delays. This is just as you approach Atlas Road coming out of Pomona Road due to an earlier accident, while on the Mark 1 North, queuing traffic between the Boysons Road exit and Carr Street. Please be on the lookout there and keep it safe on the roads. More updates at the top of the hour. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
At Auto & General, we understand your business is built on more than just vehicles. It's your stock, tools and equipment, and the premises where you work. Auto & General Business Insurance is designed for businesses like yours, protecting your assets against fire, theft, storms, and other unexpected events. To protect your livelihood, visit autogen.co.za and get an obligation-free business insurance quote. Auto & General, never not there. Auto & General is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
Some moments only come around once, like the Audi year-end sale. Get the Audi A1 from $6,999 per month, with no deposit, a 90-day payment break, so you only start paying next year. Plus, a guaranteed buyback. There's limited time to show up, but unlimited time to stand out in the Audi A1. Visit audi.co.za or your nearest Audi dealer before the 24th of December. T's and C's apply.
This festive, turn your family meetings into family eatings with the Nando's Festive Fill-Up Meal. A full flame grilled chicken, 2 sharing sides, 4 cheesy rissoles, 2 Cabo Societies, 2 Nando's rolls, and a 1.5-liter Coca-Cola for only $3.99 to enjoy at your place. And if your family meeting is at our place, get 40 Rand off. Nando's. Oh, what a place.
702 was in conversation with Momentum on The Money Show with Stephen Fritters, discussing the power of focus and the science of success.
Thank you so much for having me this evening. To answer that question, I think Paul and I had a huge conversation around this a couple of weeks ago, and it's definitely growing up with slightly less or less than. Having not ever had backup savings because my grandmom was the one who raised me, and she was also the one who raised everyone everyone and looked after everyone in our family. There was never that little pocket that we could go and tap into, and that definitely shaped the way I look at money today. Like, I need to have savings. I need to have that little pocket that I can tap into should things go wrong, and also if I do need to celebrate myself at any point.
Visit momentum.co.za for more info. Momentum, your journey to success. Momentum is an authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
Coming up
On the Clement Manyatela Show
on 702.
13 minutes before the start of the Clement Manyatela show. Good morning, young man.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I wonder how you are doing now that we know who the king of Formula One is.
Right? I'm excited.
How are you feeling? Are you excited? Was that a
I
good
was
result for you?
rooting for Lando Norris from day one. I think
Okay.
I actually bet with Mandy Winner. I must remind her to pay the money.
Pay back the money.
I was rooting for Lando Norris from the beginning. I've always thought he's got it. So, and he has.
Were you
been
sad not
brilliant.
to be there?
I was very sad. No. I was actually quite.
It's the first one
distraught.
you've missed in how many years?
Anyway, we're gonna be celebrating.
People who don't pay school fees, hey KG.
We're gonna be celebrating Lando Norris. This is not about me, okay? Can I talk about the show? We're gonna be talking about Lando Norris and.
Called the what show? It's called the what show?
KG, can you switch off his mic, please? This is my time. Orlando Pirates won as well.
Yes.
Aren't you excited about that?
This was good.
Yeah.
It's the only positive result I got this weekend.
Oh.
Proteas men lost.
Oh, shame.
Arsenal lost.
Askies.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So Orlando Pirates, Lando Norris on the open line. We'll also talk about, of course, what happened to Witness D as well. And then at 10 o'clock, we're going to continue that conversation, hoping to speak to one of his partners, someone who worked quite closely with him and has been in conversation with him even before his murder about just how he knew that something was almost coming and there were people coming for him. At 10:30, we're going to continue with the series we've been doing around South African wars. And today, we are going to be focusing on the Cape Frontier Wars, also known as the Xhosa Wars. And then at 11 o'clock, we do our Family Matters feature as we wrap up the show. Today, we'll be discussing family budgeting for the holiday season. Do you budget for this season or you just wing it? Must be nice to be a breakfast show host.
As they get older, you have to wing it. Yeah, because what they want is they're not as fussy as they get older.
Oh yeah, so they're more fussier when they're younger.
Yeah, they're more affordable as they get older.
Yeah,
But
okay.
you have to be a lot stricter when they're younger.
So you're walking into December when no budget.
There's no guarantee that anyone's even going to get a gift. Let's start there. The Clement Manyatela Show between 9 and 12.
Business Outsurance are experts in business insurance for general practitioners, dentists, surgeons.
Selling your car to We Buy Cars is easier than most things, actually. Ready for an offer? Complete the form on webuycars.co.za and you're already halfway there. The quickest, easiest way to sell, by far. On the hunt for your next ride and your next adventure, We Buy Cars makes it simple to find your match among over 12,000 vehicles. So whether buying or selling, visit We Buy Cars.
FlySafair is flying into summer, and so should you, with 175 daily flights to 15 sun-soaked destinations. Early bird, midday meanderer, or night owl. Whatever your travel style is, with more flights, more often, to more places, you can start your holiday whenever it suits you. From seaside chills to mountain thrills, it's time to pick your favorite holiday hotspot and go. Book now at flysafair.co.za. FlySafair, for the love of flying. T's and C's apply. This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
9 minutes before 9 o'clock. So what do the names Steve Biko, Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo mean to you? Well, Freedom Park is preparing to open something deeply overdue if you think about our national story. They'll be launching the Gallery of Leaders today, a new space that brings together 48 figures, not only from South Africa, but really from the continent and beyond. People whose lives have shaped various struggles for freedom, dignity, and justice. We are joined now by Thami Kaplaike, speaking to us as a council member at Freedom Park. Thami, a very good morning to you, and thank you for your time on 702 Breakfast.
Good morning. Good morning, Namzan, and good morning to your listeners.
So talk to me about the gallery of leaders. What was the thought behind it at Freedom Park?
Well, I think we put it aptly and succinctly that this is an overdue debt that we are paying to mankind, not only to the people of South Africa and people of Africa, but to humanity for their struggles. It's a cherished recognition of all the many years of toil and suffering. People across the globe, I mean, from America, Ghana, Uganda, Zimbabwe, France, US, everywhere else, all those luminaries, distinguished persons who dared to challenge injustice in whatever form that it manifested itself, any other way in the world. And these are the people that we are now recognizing, as we are saying, long overdue. But we felt that this time should come, and this time has come, that today we honor them in the manner that we want to.
All right, describe the gallery to me. I mean, if I'm stepping in for the first time, what do you want me to feel? What am I going to see?
We are going to see statues of some of the selected persons, because funds are also a limitation. We are going to see biographies. We are going to see pictures. In the absence of full body human figures, we are going to see pictures aptly describing in detail the persona and the qualities and the characters of those people that we wanted to display, to say to mankind, let's pay due credence and due credit. And these are the people who dared defined. I mean, Mama Mzinga from Angola, the warrior who fought Senzanga Kona, Shaka's mother, Charlotte Matleke, Walter Sisulu, Helen Joseph, the woman who was born in 1905 in Sussex, came to South Africa, drove with Mandela to Pretoria. Mandela, in her book, Side by Side, she talks about Mandela saying, the day I am free, the day this country is free, I want to live in this house. Mandela was pointing to some house in Horton as they were driving to Pretoria to the treason trial in 1956. These are the people. Lillian Ngoyi, born in 1911, Mema Ngoyi, were saying, these are the histories. And this is what we want to regard as compulsory for our youth and for us to come and pay visit to this
because if we don't know where we've been, how on earth do we know where we might go? All right, some of the names you've already mentioned aren't all that surprising. Is there one perhaps that might be?
Well, some of them, by historians and scholars of history and political science will know all the names, but an ordinary person in the street may not be acutely aware which personalities are. So it's also an educational tour. We're bringing an exhibition that we think at some point must be roving from place to place, because not everyone can afford to come from Kofim Vaba or wherever, Polokwane, Kaikai, to come and visit the site. So we're contemplating at some point finding this thing as a roving exhibition.
Yes, fair enough. Not everyone might know who the Angolan Queen Zinga might have been. 30 years into democracy, it's still important for us to have these conversations. And what do you hope this exhibition will ignite for South Africa?
I think it will reincarnate the spirit of an appreciation of where we come from, so that we value the kind of freedom that we have today. That this freedom did not just come by its own device. It did not just fall from the sky. It is a credit of soil and toil of people like Nkosi Hintsakapalo of the Xhosa, of people like Neman Tatitsi of Batokwa around Potchefstroom, and she used to wage wars against Mushweshwe, the king of Basotho, along the banks of the Vaal River. When the Voortrekkers came in 1805, when they found this river, the water is grey, they call it Vaal. That's why they call it Vaal River. Vaal means grey in Dutch. And they renamed everything, the topography, the flowers, the trees, everything was renamed by colonial conquest. But these people dared to find not only the renaming, but the ownership of the land. So the current politics of this country must resonate with the struggles of these people and pay due credence that this is what we struggle for. Are we really there? Have we achieved that which we stood for and suffered for and died for and sacrificed?
Heritage spaces can sometimes feel a bit static or even distant, even when you are in them. I'm curious to understand that you've used audiovisual storytelling, so you're projecting images, there's digital features, and I'd imagine these tools will certainly engage younger visitors when they come to the space.
It should be interactive. It should be animated. It deploys artificial intelligence so that it is able to tell stories also from different angles, from different perspectives. It is also didactic, it's educational, it is also entertaining, it is also illuminating, it is also enlightening, it is also reinvigorating, so that when you live there, you live with this wealth that we have now accumulated in your personality.
Well, that launch taking place at 10 o'clock this morning at Freedom Park, the official launch of the Gallery of Leaders. Tamika Plaiki there is a council member at Freedom Park.
Business Outsurance are experts in business insurance for general practitioners, dentists, surgeons, and other medical specialists. Kuveni.
It's so nice to know the business risk is taken care of by Business Outsurance. The call center is just a dream to deal with. Very seamless, easy experience, and it just feels like the people we're talking to on the other line understand our needs.
Switch to Business Outsurance and you could get a massive 20% discount on your business insurance premium. Visit outsurance.co.za. Switch and save today. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
702 podcasts are on 702.co.za.
When you need a friend, someone you can lean on, who will understand your problem. When you need a lover, someone who will satisfy you. Don't you call
Wishing the great Alexander O'Neill a speedy recovery. We told you a little earlier on, of course, an oxygen tank gutted his entire apartment. All the contents gone. He and his wife happy, ready to escape with their lives. And he's obviously going to be fighting for his life because he's already been unwell. And this will not help very much. But nonetheless, he's still with us. And certainly, the music remains. And it's on that note that we'll leave the show. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. It's 9 o'clock.
This is EWN.
Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. As police search for gunmen who killed 12 people in Atteridgeville, National Commissioner Fani Masimula has called on officers to fast-track their investigation. Masimula is this morning expected to visit a shebeen at the Soulsville hostel where Saturday's mass shooting happened. 3 children between the ages of 3 and 16